Ah, that was good. Well, it is good. And good Sunday morning. What a crazy morning here. Oh my God. Sometimes it's just you can't make stuff up. It was a crazy morning, which I didn't get much sleep. I managed to get some sleep, but it was crazy. That weather, look at that. Look at that line. Look at that. It goes all the way from the Gulf to Canada. That's wild. And that shit is heading now my way. They're going to get a lot of wind up in the Ohio Valley area. Okay. Just getting organized. TikTok. Oh my God, it's like I gotta sneeze. I gotta look at that line more closely once I get TikTok going. Matter of fact, we gotta get this thing going. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. Okay, there's no real severe alerts right now. Okay, we're going live on TikTok. Anyway, good morning to everyone. Before I get into the weather, let me tell you the kind of morning it's been here. So, at approximately 5:30 this morning, I was out cold. The two of them come into the room, and I noticed everything's dark. And I'm like, oh shit, the power. They're walking around with flashlights. I'm like, listen, I'm half asleep. Nothing I can do. I'm not getting up at 5:30 in the morning. For nothing. Then my neighbor texted me her power was out. And then she kept me updated what the hell's going on. Power came back at 10 o'clock this morning. And she told me that someone crashed into a utility pole and knocked all the power out. That's crazy. I didn't hear no sirens, but then again, I was sleeping. But that's the kind of morning it's been here. Crazy. So I just got my power back an hour ago. Marine warning. Where the hell is that? This is Florida. Oh, those storms. Now you gotta watch because this line could get active all over again today. Not much going on right now, but it's early. Oh, come on, don't do that. I hate when it does that. Doesn't show much right now. But you could see where that line is right in here. There's also another line right here. So it's moving east. Like I said yesterday, this would be moving east, and it is. So by tonight, along the coastal areas, you're going to be affected by this. I will be affected by this tonight, where I am up here. And it's going to get windy and bad from this. So I got to keep an eye on this as the day progresses. Now, I can't imagine what they're saying the weather is going to be for here. But this is something I'm going to monitor. There's a lot of storms offshore. That's why there's a marine warning out there. So there's a lot of storms offshore. But you got to watch this line today for any development. Now let me look at the satellite. Is it sunny ahead of it? It is. So that sun, that daylight heating could help fuel these storms' development. See that? So this has to be watched because there'll be sun to help fuel it. It's going to be near 70 here today, where I am. It's a little cloudy right now. I don't even know if that's coming up on the screen. But we have to watch for any of these storms. And there's going to be a lot of wind in here. A lot of wind. So this is current. This is 1 minute ago. Oh my God. It starts so early. Oh. Remember, make sure you eat that. I know. Make sure you eat those dumplings. I'm telling you.
So show them to me.
They're in a tray and the white refrigerator on the bottom. You can't miss them. You know what the steamed dumplings look like. If you don't eat them, I'm gonna eat them. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not staying on. I'm definitely watching football. It's cold in here. It's crazy. A car hit a utility pole at 5:30 this morning. I had no power for like 4.5 hours. Crazy. And obviously, when that happens, everything shuts down. There's no hot water. Nothing. I was sleeping through the whole thing. I woke up. My neighbor told me. And the power came back at 10 this morning, which is a little over an hour ago. So, crazy. But yeah, today it's about this. You could see by the density of the clouds, the dark colors, you can see where the storms are right now. That's like an easy way to see it. I'm not really seeing it in here. Let's put radar. Yeah, you see it's starting to develop right here, a line. Another line here. Definitely a line trying to develop right here. And you could see it's moving northeast, east-northeast. It's going to get really nasty up here because of the wind. Yep. Look at that. They're going to have a lot of wind here. That's just nasty. And it's a wide area of wind. It's not a small area. It's a pretty big area of wind. And by tonight, it'll be over me. Or near me. Yeah. Look at these winds, though. Look how strong. Right in here. Colder temperatures, too. Colliding with these warmer temperatures. Look at these. Look at the wind coming up, too. So yeah, it's gonna be dicey here tonight. Not so good. Let us cheat and find out. Come on, AccuWeather. See what they say. Damaging winds. I want to see this too. What's this about? Severe storms today here. Wow. 50 to 60 mile per hour winds possible. Look, I said it about the wind. I said it. Yeah, we have severe drought here. It's not good. Right where I'm at, it hasn't rained. I've been saying that. And we're in that severe color right there. Or right in that ugly nastiness. This is the problem. Right there. The wind. It's going to be 30 to 40 by me. We'll look at Detroit, Ohio, even Pittsburgh, Buffalo. That's crazy. Maybe even Chicago in the 40 to 50. Everywhere else is 30 to 40. So it's going to be nasty tonight for a lot of people. Look at this. A large area will experience gusts of 30 to 40 from this cold front and storm. And into parts of the Ohio Valley, Appalachians will endure 40 to 50. The city of Cleveland, where there's a football game, will be impacted on Sunday afternoon, as well as Detroit and Pittsburgh are in the area of concern, where stronger wind gusts are expected. And then it shifts Monday. Look at this right here in New England. Even here, still for me, 30 to 40 tomorrow. And then the higher winds are here because there's going to be an onshore flow boosting that. So it's going to be nasty the next few days. Good morning, KJ. So if you live in, these areas, keep an eye on your weather today. It's that simple. I'm going back to windy. And you could see it right here, all this area. This is your area of severe possibility today, right here. And then it's going to shift east as the day, night, tomorrow. And those winds are going to be rough. Look at that. It's crazy. Let me see Monday. There's that wind coming in. 40 to 50 mile per hour winds possible here. That onshore flow. You could see it. So it's going to be nasty, especially for New England tomorrow. Look at that. Look at these winds coming in. And even here, where I am. Oh, God. What? I know, Ma, you told me. I know, I heard you. So, yeah, this is something to keep an eye on. I just want to check because they're saying something might develop here. I don't see that happening. But I haven't really checked the models. It's down here. That's where it is, right there. It's really low. Unless it starts to swing up. It's starting to swing up. It is starting to swing up. It's not moving much at all. Oh, there it is. Holy shit. Holy shit. What is that? That is bizarre, but it looks like it's going to curve out. It's gone. That has to be watched. Holy. Out of nowhere. Let me see what the American, which is horrible, is saying. Oh, it has it in a totally different position. Look at it, it's going backwards. Again, it's also forecasting it to take it out to sea, which is great news. So both models are showing it going out. That's crazy for this time of year. That's good, though. It's a good sign. Yeah, they have been. You're right. What's going Athens, Alabama? I think everything is clear. Maybe. There's a weak line right now. The concern is going to be up here. Ohio Valley, Northeast New England. That's where I see the major concern now. I think you're clear in Alabama. Yeah, you are. You're in the clear. Everybody here is in the clear now. It's here and east. All in here. This is all moving this way, northeast. From this low up here. It's a mess, but it's going to get ugly. The wind, believe it or not, might be the real issue here. Damaging wind. Amol, are you still there? I need to ask you. Any games in this area today? Football games? In this area? Cincinnati, Chicago, Detroit, Pittsburgh. Is there any games going on? I would have to look. Because they're going to be affected by this today. So if you're going to the game, I got to check. Let me bring this over here. NFL.com. I can't believe that I lost power for 4.5 hours this morning. A car hit a utility pole. I hope the people are okay. Or the person. I was like, what? Because my neighbor told me. Schedule. Okay, here we go. All right, so the Steelers played in Cincinnati. So those are both out. Cincinnati and the Steelers played on Thursday. And the Steelers lost. I didn't know that. Good. Let's see. Wow, Jaguars are getting wiped right now by the Rams. Okay, there is a game in Chicago at 1. The Browns are at home in Cleveland against the Dolphins. That's the game that's going to be affected probably. That one. That's it. The Dolphins-Browns game. If you're going to that game, prepare for the weather. Chicago, it looks like most of this is already past you. But it can still affect you. Because Detroit, where's Detroit playing? Where are the Lions playing? Are they home? The Giants are in Denver, so they don't have to worry. The Lions play tomorrow at home. This will be gone for them by then. But Cleveland won't. That game is definitely going to be affected today. No doubt about it. For sure. Now, I don't know. Chicago's got showers and stuff going on now, but let me just check. It looks like it's exiting. And it looks like the stronger winds are to their east. Yeah, the storm is pulling away from them. So the game might be okay. What time do they start? At 1. So they'll have, it'll be nasty still a little bit. Gray, showery. But it doesn't look like the winds are too bad there. Cleveland game. If you're going to the Cleveland game, that's the one you definitely want to prepare for. It's going to be windy. It's going to be nasty. That's the game right there. Look at this. Look at Cleveland. What time's this game start? At 1 o'clock, which is 90 minutes from now. Look, it's just starting to affect Cleveland now. Look at this. They're going to have a lot of rain coming their way. That is good. I'll tell you, I don't know if I would want to go to that game if I had tickets. Because it's going to be a nasty experience, to be honest. Because all this rain is training up toward Cleveland. All of it. It's not going to be a nice day to watch a football game there. And the wind. So if you're going to the game, just prepare. What's up, Susie? What's up, everybody on TikTok? The great thing about the Giants' boy toy quarterback, Amol, as you refer to him, is that he's 22 years old. That's the great thing. His future. So it's exciting for Giants fans, regardless of what happens this year. And I think only Nick and I agreed to this, that Russell should have been taken out sooner and give the kid the chance. And you were like, no, leave Russell in. No, let the kid play. It was the best decision. And look, they listened. And they did it. Ma, can you please go over there? I can hear everything you're talking about on the phone. Just close the door. Oh, my God. So listen to what happened to Mom this morning. Uh-oh. Who's that?
That's my sister, but I already...
Oh. Listen to what happened to Mom this morning. Well, first...
I think that was somebody... How can somebody do that?
That's the point. There was nobody here. Kendrick was at work.
Where was Kendrick?
Work.
And where were you?
Sleeping on the couch because you came here saying, Billy, why did you push my bed and I'm out cold? And you woke me up again to tell me that somebody pushed your bed.
Oh, yeah, but whoever pushed that, it must have been Superman.
She
That
felt
was so like...
a very forceful push on her bed this morning. Like somebody pushed her bed really hard. And she thought it was me. I was sleeping. I was out cold. And I could hear her, Billy, why'd you push my bed? And I'm sleeping. And she's trying to talk to me. Then she comes into the room and I said, what are you talking about? I'm sleeping. What are you talking about pushing your bed? Kendrick's at work. He left at 5:30 this morning when the power went out. When a car hit a utility pole. So something pushed her bed this morning. Hard. Right, Ma?
Yes, Billy, but I'm going to say yes. What? Were you the one who pushed my...
No, because he was here with me sleeping.
Billy, I'm just playing.
I know, but I'm letting everybody else know. He was here sleeping with me. The door was closed. He was sleeping right next to me. So something weird happened this morning. Eagles rule. I don't know so much if your Eagles rule right now. The Eagles looked horrific. Embarrassing against the Giants last week, which that's an embarrassment because the Giants are not a good team. And Shaquan, whatever, Barkley looked horrific. I couldn't believe that Jackson had the same amount of rushing yardage as Barkley did, 58 apiece. I was like, what? That's all he got? 58? He rushed for 58. Barkley looked bad. And he goes through those phases. He looks like the greatest running back ever and then he'll have those games where he looks brutal. So I'm not so sure. I would still pick the Eagles, though. I would definitely pick the Eagles. But watch out for those Bucks. Watch out for the Buccaneers. They look pretty damn good right now. Just saying. They do. I just want one thing to happen. What is it, Mom?
I'm talking to.
Oh. Today, especially. Now, I don't know if the Giants are going to win in Denver. That's a tough game. But if they do, leave my keys right there.
That's right. That's what I'm doing.
If they happen to, by luck, win in Denver, I am praying that the Commanders beat the Cowboys. Either way, the Giants gain on one of those teams because they're both ahead of them. But it would be lovely to see the Cowboys lose. Why? Because they have that one tie that's going to hurt them. The Giants would actually leapfrog ahead of the Cowboys in the standings. If the Giants win and the Cowboys lose, Cowboys are in last place in the division. So,
You better take some coconut.
and if the Commanders lose and the Giants win, the Giants would be tied with the Commanders. A half a game behind the Cowboys. So it's all about the wild card. I don't think they're catching the Eagles. Even though they still have another game in Philly against the Eagles, but that's always hard. Ma, stop it. Please leave me alone. Please. What do you want? All right, just please. Go eat your dumplings.
Oh my God! I just ate that pie.
Here. And I don't have a lid. Here.
Marina,
You want to go outside? Let's go. Come on.
I got something for the baby.
Go, Tycho, go.
I got something for Nancy.
I got it, Billy. I got it. I got it.
You got it?
Uh-huh.
Make him those things for him.
The hot dog.
Yeah, make it.
He's not asking for it.
I know. Anyway,
I want to buy him dog food, man.
Ma, please stop. I'm alive. Just please, please.
Kyle, give him.
I know, but go talk over there, please. I'm asking you. I'm live. You're distracting the heck out of me. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, exactly. In the name of.
Of the Lord.
But anyway, yeah, something pushed my mother's bed this morning. Hard.
You did that, Billy.
How could I have done it? I was
So
sleeping.
maybe Hendrick?
Kendrick was at work at 5:30 this morning. It's impossible. Just admit it. Something weird happened in your room this morning. Admit it.
It was with Tycho.
It wasn't Tycho because he was with me.
I thought
And
it
the door was
you
closed.
bothering me.
No, it wasn't me. What the hell just happened there? I was sleeping. You came here, and I'm like, what? What's going on? I was out cold. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay. All I know is sucks to be you that you had that happen to you in that room. It's not me. And that wasn't too long ago. That was a couple of hours ago.
Maybe it was Kendrick.
He is at work. He left at 5:30 this morning. Oh my God. The Eagles play the Vikings at 1. They're going to beat the Vikings. I don't see the Vikings beating the Eagles. Even though the Vikings are at home, I don't see that happening. But it would be so awesome if the Vikings would have beat the Eagles. That would be great. As a Giants fan. But the Giants have to win. And that's not going to be an easy game. Which starts in less than 90 minutes. Is exactly what I'll be doing. I have to go. Oh my God. I'm going to wait for him to come back because I need help. I have to go put the tarp outside.
It's raining.
No, it's not raining here. What are you talking about? It's gonna rain tonight. It's gonna be very windy.
So why would you go through that?
Go through what? What am I going through? You don't even know what I'm doing. Huh?
Then over there, like,
Oh, what? Anyway. Okay, so I'll show you what I gotta do when he gets back from work. See that big tarp? That has to go over this. I do that every winter. Every winter for the cats. Because right now, those houses are heated. They got their houses heated right now. But I gotta cover this to protect them from the snow, which doesn't happen here hardly anymore, but still. I gotta cover this thing up, tie it up, and I put it where it just goes right above the entry of these houses so they can get in. But I gotta cover this today. Because it's getting cold at night. And I want the cats to be protected. Which I wouldn't doubt. They're in, well, they may not be in there now because it's sunny and it's kind of warm. It's about 60 out, so they're probably out and about. But tonight, they'll be in there. No doubt. But you could see it's a little breezy. I cut a lot of the branches that were around this. I built that because this didn't have a top. I built this metal thing up there. But I got to do that today.
how about the balcony outside?
What about the balcony?
The way you did that's so beautiful.
I know. That was not easy when I built that balcony. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah.
That deck.
Yeah.
I did that all by myself.
Didn't I bring you the blocks?
You did nothing.
No.
I built that by myself completely.
No, bringing you the equipment.
No,
Who did?
I did. Me, myself, and I. No one else. You know, I still got to close the pool.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm waiting for all the leaves to come down. I got the antifreeze for the lines. I got all that shit already. It's just a matter of waiting for all the leaves to clean the pool, then close it.
Let me tell you, in Florida, Billy, let me tell you one story right now.
Oh boy, here we go.
There was the most, Sandy sent me the picture, the most beautiful cat.
I know, I saw the cat.
You saw the cat?
Mm-hmm. I saw it.
Oh my God, Sandy, I wish I
There is something I need to do in the front, but I'm going to wait. I'm not doing it now, that's for sure. I can put the matter of fact, I'll put the camera on and show you what happened. I got to get mortar in the garage. And I got to fix some of the tile facing that I put in front of the deck fell off.
Take a break.
Ketu!
It's warm out, actually. Where's the camera?
Ketu!
Like, don't you say hello to your brother?
The kettles. There, one of them is right here. You stay away, you. Mr. Nosy. Mr. Nosy wants to see what's going on.
He is the baby.
He is my baby.
No, he is my baby.
Okay, right here.
Don't you feel like it's some rain or something?
It's getting windy. It's starting to get breezy out there. Oh, it's picking up. I gotta check this. I don't need glasses. It's getting cloudy. All the Christmas stuff.
The Christmas stuff that should be inside. Alexa, what's the weather for Newburgh today?
In Newburgh today, it's partly cloudy with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. There's a chance of thunder showers late tonight.
Oh, shit.
You're welcome, Elizabeth.
Alexa already knows my name. Wow, that's cool. You made me that. That's cool.
Wow. All vines.
I don't know if I told Sandy to get Alexa in Florida. She's Sandy, she's 2 years.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. No good.
wow.
Please leave your message for 64696108669.
Okay, I'm just trying to talk to you back, but it goes into the message. So I don't know if you know how to do that. You get up to see. I don't know. But that's the phone. I don't know. I'm not sure of that.
To replay your message, press 1. To continue recording, press 2. To delete and re-record your message, press 3. For delivery options,
I don't even know what the hell this is. What kind of plants this is.
Uh-oh.
Some crazy weird shit. Like an alien plant.
Leave it, leave it. It's gotta get warm. It has to be a perennial. They come back. Oh, that,
That's
does
the
it,
fucker right there.
does it have little flowers?
Wow.
What happened? No sé si viste por el teléfono. Evita estos dos varios. Chacha, esos tubos. Esos dos.
That's it. Right there. It's pretty bad. Oh yeah. I just had to rip.
Oh my God.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Wow.
Then I'm gonna break the door. Don't say it.
Jesus.
You say it every time.
I know. I'm scared because you're gonna have to.
Alexa, brighten the living room light.
Got it.
Papina Kavak. Nani Kavak.
Oh my God, he loves you too much.
I remember you when you came here, babe. Every time you came in Pennsylvania, you look at him. He's a growing up boy.
It must be hard for them to take them away from their mom.
I need a paintbrush.
I saw him.
What?
Look in the by the sink.
Tycho, please, please. He always does that. He gets right in the middle.
He wants to-
Always gets right in the middle. Always.
David, I think there's one in the by the sink. How many times are so many fires over here? That was the only time it was.
Yeah, this is water. Oh shit. I almost loosened this whole shit up. This is water damage. You can see that. Yep, this is all water. I don't need a brush.
Michael, get over here. Michael likes to skate. Come over here, Tycho. Good job. I'm gonna get that floor. Like you said in there. Okay, you just-
I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Can't do it today because it's gonna rain. Even though the water dries fast, yeah, this is a job. Not for today. So it's gonna rain. I gotta do this right. Not today. I cannot do that today. Because it's gonna rain and it's not gonna dry right. I gotta wait till it's nice for a couple of days. Then it could dry thoroughly. But that's a job. Some of the tiles fell off the facing. I built that deck, so I know what I need to do. But that's a big project. Techo, stop. Yeah, Mo, you should be going to watch Sky Tour live stream. What's wrong with you? And everybody on TikTok that's watching too, go check out Sky Tour live stream on TubeView. Like I was, Alexa, dim living room light 50%. I gotta do that before the weather turns. I gotta fix that facing in the front. I redid the tiles this spring, so they're fine. Even though I'm gonna check the grout to see if anything's, because you do not want water to get underneath those tiles. And it's pressure treated plywood, but still, you don't want to corrupt it. I mean, you could do a lot of damage. Water does a lot of damage. Anyway, let me show you an image from him last night. I think it's this one. Yes, right here. This is what he got Friday night with his telescopes in Arizona. Look at this. This is Comet Swan. Alexa, shut off living room light.
Okay.
Now, he was streaming last night. You can actually see the tail here if you look. See it? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that unbelievable? That's stunning. That is just stunning. And that's what you can expect to see on Sky Tour live stream. I would say, because I can't share it because for some reason TikTok gets me when I share screens. But I'm going to try anyway. I'll try. Football soon. This is how easy it is to access his stuff. Go to skytourlive.com and you can see Sky Tour live stream right here, and it takes you right to it. And I got to be careful because it's going to put up to YouTube and I'm going to get in trouble. So it's right here. Sky Tour live stream. The Patreon page, the store, you know, the shows that he does on the station. But also a great part of this and you could see there's giveaways. You could get prints, the photo gallery. I mean, it's stunning. It is absolutely stunning what he does there. Tycho, stop. I just took you out 20 minutes ago. I mean, really. So this is the website, skytourlive.com. And there's so many images here. Go to the online database right there. Click on that. Thousands and thousands of images. And they're unbelievable. They're stunning. And it pretty much it's self-explanatory to access it. Now, I've been having problems on my end with this OneDrive because my account. I don't really use OneDrive. So it's probably not going to let me access it. Oh, maybe it will. It did. I'm shocked. You have no idea how much stuff is in here. It's a lot. A lot. So you could see the dates, and there's just a ton here. A ton. And it's got to load. Look at this. It just I have to allow it to load. Look how much is in here. Look at it. It's still loading. There's so much. There are so many images in here. So you could. Then they're stunning. So now we're getting into 2025. 2 days ago. Yesterday. 13 hours ago. I'm clicking on the 13 hours ago. What just happened? My thing is glitching. That's my end, not his end. What's going on now, Ma? Okay.
The baby's hungry, he's taking me there. Like you do. Should I make him 2 hot
Comet
dogs?
Swan. Yes, I told you that already.
Okay, Taquito, you're gonna eat, I'm gonna make you that for dogs.
The stack, 1614. Oh, that's just the info. See, I gotta be careful what I'm doing here. I gotta go to process. I can't see because it's the monitor all the way over there. Stack. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's from, I think this is from last night, I'm not sure. See? Look how much beautiful images are in there. It's Comet Swan. I believe this is from last night or the night prior. But this is what you'll get at Sky Tour live stream when you watch him. Or go to the website, skytourlive.com or .org, doesn't matter. They'll take you both to the same place. But this is what you can expect to see, stuff like this. If you love astronomy, this is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And, you know, there's so much in here. This is just one folder. There is tons. And he did it quite a bit, actually. Wow, let it load. Look at that. That's real. Look at that.
I don't know, that one looks a little different.
Oh, I'm confused by you. But look at how beautiful these images are. And they're real. They're not AI. They're stacked. You know, photo, image upon image, a picture, and it just gives it that more detail. If you understand what the stacking process is, it just gives it more detail. It's just stunning. And this doesn't take him long because he's got super fast processing speed when he's doing this live. You'll literally see this image within seconds, if not a minute. That's how fast you'll see him process these images live in real time. That is amazing. That's what you're going to get at Sky Tour live stream. So check out his channel. Check out his past streams. And look, you can download the images. And he offers this for free. That's why, you know, he's doing everything he can for the public. Oh, this is not all day today. It's all morning already. This is all for the public. Do you realize how many folders are in here? There is thousands and thousands of images in here. Thousands and thousands. I mean, I could keep it, it'll load them all. It's just bizarre. How much? I mean, I could click on any of them. This is older stuff. But look at this. Lunar eclipse. Look at this. I just clicked on any of them. And he was one of the few people, maybe 5 on the whole planet, that caught a meteor striking the moon while there was an eclipse. And he got it. One of very few people. He got that.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
can you ask them about my reptilian
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Mark stuff right now, not your reptilian.
that he passed to my door?
Oh, these are the camera settings. That's the text. And that's another thing. He gives you the detail. I got to go to the PNG. This is just one image that he got during the eclipse. There's so much here. I just clicked on random on anything. And you can download them. So again, skytourlive.com. Everything is here. Click on this here, this link. It takes you right to his YouTube view. And you can see all his past streams, upcoming streams. Just click on this. It takes you right to his YouTube. I said it. Sky Tour live stream with Mark D'Antonio.
Oh yeah, he's good.
My mom said, yeah, he's good.
He's good to talk to. Oh my God.
She's funny. But he streamed last night. Live videos. Okay, let's go to live. 10 hours ago. See? 10 hours ago. He did a stream. And I can't show this because I'll get in trouble. But you get the idea. So just go to skytourlive.com and it's a portal for everything.
You learn a lot.
You will, as I was just going to say that, you will learn a lot about astronomy
Yeah, you learn a lot.
going here with him. There's just no doubt. He makes it fun, entertaining. You can understand what the heck he's talking about because he's not just going to spew a whole bunch of terminology and not explain what it all means. It's like taking a class in astronomy, a course. It really is. So remember, skytourlive.com. Right there, skytourlive.com. Amazing. And that's what he took. He got that image on Friday night. Comet Swan. Look how beautiful that is. Surf the web. See if you see any images that look this good. Even, I mean, if you think about it, the web doesn't have to deal with the atmospherics because it's in space. Even the Hubble. But look at this. From his telescope in Arizona. He has 2, soon to be more. So yeah, this is stunning. It's just absolutely stunning.
Bill,
Yes, mother.
do you think that reptilian?
I feel like sometimes like Norman Bates. What?
Do you think that the reptilian?
Mom, I'm not talking about the reptilian.
No, the thing that I saw by my door. Do you think that he came to say hello?
Yeah, he did. He came to say hello to you. He wants to go on. He wants to go on a date with you.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. My gosh. Alexa, turn on living room light. It's a little dark in here.
Okay.
Oh, that's too bright. Alexa, dim living room light 50%.
Okay.
That's better. Anyway, it's almost football time. Go Giants. Go Commanders. Go Vikings. Those are 3 games of interest for me. Eagles lose, Cowboys lose, Giants win. I'll be very happy today. I'll take even 2 of 3, as long as the Giants win. Giants lose. This game is really important for them because it could turn it. It'll also decide if they're going to make a trade before the deadline. If they lose today, they're not going to do anything. They'll be 2-5. They're not going to do anything. If they win, they'll be right there in the division with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders. This is a pivotal game for them today. If they win, they're going in. If they lose, they're not going to do anything. It's really going to come down to this game. If I'm a general manager, that's exactly the way I'm looking at it. Alexa, when is the NFL trade deadline?
The NFL trade deadline for the 2025 season is set for November 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
November 4th. Today's the 19th. 2 weeks, say. That's why today's game is big. Because it'll decide what they do moving forward this year. Because they just could sit and wait till next year. But if they win, they'd be 3-4. If the Commanders lose, they'd be 3-4. If the Cowboys lose, they'd be, what, 3? What are they now? Because that tie is going to hurt them. And they know it. That tie is going to hurt the Cowboys big time. It could potentially. It's never good when you have a tie. better than a loss, but it's not as good as having a win. Let's see the standings. Yeah, the Cowboys are 2-3-1. If they lose, they'd be 2-4-1. If the Giants win, they would be 3-4 and ahead of the Cowboys. Cowboys would be in last place in the division. Now, the Commanders are playing the Cowboys. And it's right here. It's so awesome what could happen today if the Giants win. Big if. Big, big, big if. So the Cowboys are 2-3-1. Giants are 2-4. If they win, they're 3-4. If the Cowboys lose, they're 2-4-1. Giants leapfrog them. If the Cowboys beat the Commanders, then they move up to 3-1. The Commanders would be 3-4, and if the Giants win, they'd be 3-4. Now I'm hoping that the Vikings can beat the Eagles to make them 4-3, and then you have a race for the division for sure. But a lot of things have to happen for that to happen. So today is a big day right here in our division. Big. Now the Vikings are at home against the Eagles at 1. The Commanders, I don't know if they're home or not against the Cowboys. It might be the Cowboys at home. This is a big game. The Giants have a tough game against the Broncos. So today is a really incredible day to watch, especially if the Giants win. Then I'll be paying a lot of attention to the other games. The Eagles, not so much.
I could stop it.
But the Cowboy-Commander game? Yes. If the Giants win. Which is a big if. Let me see. Games, schedule. Let's see. The Rams were whipping the Jaguars. Let's see what the score is now. It's still fourth quarter, 21-zip. The Jaguars are down. I said the Jaguars were not for real. I said it yesterday. They're getting whipped. Now, if you're going to the Cleveland game, just prepare for the weather, because it's not going to be a nice day out there. So the Eagles are playing at Minnesota. Giants are in Denver. The Commanders are in Dallas. Commanders haven't looked good. Cowboys haven't looked good. The Eagles sure as heck didn't look good against the Giants last week. But there's too much hype with the Giants. They're actually they're overwhelming. They're not overachieving, let's say. I don't think they're that good. It's really the Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo show right now. How long can that last? All season? I don't think so. So that's why I'm not too optimistic. I'm being realistic. But we'll see. Got to play the games, right? Who would have thought the Seattle Mariners would be in the championship series? Toronto had a good team all year. They're solid. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. They paid their way to the championship more than anybody else. So that's not a surprise. Now, if the Mariners get to the World Series, I want to see them beat the Dodgers. I would love to see them beat the Dodgers. I don't care less, really. As a Yankees fan, I don't care. But if I had to make a choice, I would like to see the Mariners beat the Dodgers. If the Mariners get past the Blue Jays. That's not set in stone. Tonight is a big game. If the Mariners lose tonight, the Blue Jays are going to win that series. I'm convinced of that. If the Mariners do not take tonight, they're out. They're going to lose. They're going to lose tomorrow. Okay, I was just tagged in a post. Okay. Anyway, so that's my little football scenario. I couldn't care less about anything else right now. It's not looking good for the hockey season for the Rangers. If they're a 500 team, I'd be shocked. This is from a realistic point of view, not some hyped up fan, because I'm not one of those. I'm realistic. The Knicks, they'll be a good team. Are they a team that can get to the finals? I don't think so. They're short still. Not that I really follow basketball, but that would be like the last on my sports list. Basketball. It's not up on nowhere near the top. So it's going to be a long winter. At least if the Giants play decent, that could make the winter months leading into winter interesting. Especially Thanksgiving. Ma, stop. Especially Thanksgiving Day, because the Giants play the Lions at 1 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day. That makes that day interesting. And of course the Cowboys. It's always those two teams that play. Alexa, who is the Dallas Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving Day?
The Dallas Cowboys will host the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day, November 27th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m.
That might be the only day I would ever root for the Chiefs. Otherwise, I would never.
Ha! As a fellow New York sports fan, I totally get that sentiment. Nothing like a good old-fashioned Cowboys beatdown to make even the most unlikely alliances happen. Your Giants' loyalty runs deep, but sometimes the enemy of your enemy becomes your friend for exactly 3 hours on Thanksgiving.
You are so right.
Exactly. Sometimes the universe aligns just right to make even the most unlikely alliances feel perfectly justified. Nothing brings people together quite like a mutual appreciation for watching America's team get humbled on national television.
Absolutely. Especially since the Giants play the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, too. No comment? Alexa, the Giants are playing the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, too, right?
Actually, the Giants aren't playing on Thanksgiving this year. The Lions will be hosting the Green Bay Packers,
What
while
was
the
I
Cowboys
thinking?
will be facing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I thought they were
Would
playing.
you like to know more about these Thanksgiving matchups?
No. Who else is playing on Thanksgiving Day? Oh, I got it wrong.
Besides the Lions and Cowboys games, there's also a primetime matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on Thanksgiving Day.
I got the schedule wrong. What the hell am I doing? Let me check this now. We're playing the Lions. I got it wrong. Maybe.
Hey, don't sweat it. We all mix up schedules sometimes. Want me to double check the Thanksgiving games for you again?
No thanks.
She's so cute. Just makes me laugh.
Got it.
I could have sworn. Let me look for the Giants' schedule. They got a tough schedule. I mean, they were such a bad team and they had a hard schedule. It's crazy. Who makes these schedules up? I mean, what the hell? Full schedule.
I don't know. Now, I'm not sleeping in that room.
Ah. Okay, so let's see. Today's tough. Oh my God, they're gonna lose this game. They should beat the 49ers. Sorry, Nick. The 49ers just look terrible. Worse than the Giants right now. Even though they're 4-2, it's amazing with all their injuries. They should definitely beat the Bears. They could definitely beat the Packers. I don't know about the Lions. Oh, that's what it was. It's Sunday. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And then they do Monday Night Football against the Patriots. That's a winnable game. It depends. This is a winnable game in my view. This is not. This definitely is a winnable game, the Packers. This is a winnable game against the Bears. This is a winnable game against the 49ers. This is a loss. And today is really tough. If I had to make a choice, Broncos win this game today. If I had to make a choice, the Giants would lose. I don't see them going into Denver and beating the Broncos. I do not see them beating the Eagles. So that's 6 losses. They could beat the 49ers. They could beat the Bears. They could beat the Packers. They're probably not going to beat the Lions. They could definitely beat the Patriots. This is a toss-up. They should be able to take on the Vikings. They should definitely take on the Raiders. And I would love to see them wipe the Dallas Cowboys out at the end of the year. So what I'm saying here is potentially the Giants could be a wild card team based on what I'm looking at, if everything was to break out right. Today is a big game because of that. If they lose today, it really hurts their chances. If they win today, they're in. And as when I say they're in it for the season, which means that they'll probably trade for a wide receiver. So today's a big game in 45 minutes for the Giants. It really is a pivotal game. Now, I know there's probably a lot of NFL rumors. And I don't know if there's any rumors. And they did clear up cap space. They redid some contracts. Let me see. Past day. What's this?
Is that a plane?
Yes. This was this morning.
Let me see. I want to see the plane.
That's a lie. See, this is bullshit. I don't believe this. According to a report from NFL insider Diana Rossini, the Giants are not actively searching to acquire a wide receiver. This is a major change of pace from other reports that have been made recently. I don't buy that. I'm not buying that. They poured some cold water on the wide receiver trade rumors that have been very persistent in New York. I'm not buying that. They might be saying that publicly because they don't want people to be tipped off. I am not buying that. I'll be surprised if they don't make a move for a wide receiver, but it's going to happen after today's game. I'm telling you, if they lose, they're not going to do it. If they win, they might. So I don't trust those kind of reports. And then again, it's about availability. Other teams willing to give up a wide receiver. So just because you want to make a trade doesn't mean it's going to happen. And they're going to have to give up picks. For what? A season that is iffy at best? You're going to give up picks for a fill-in wide receiver until next year when Neighbors comes back, hopefully? That's risky. The Giants could use those picks to get wide receivers in the draft next year. So I agree somewhat with that. If you know your sports, then you understand. So Giants fans right away are like, get a wide receiver, do this. Well, at what cost to the team? What's up, Starla? It's so what? It was so nice here. Left my back door open. Woke up at 1 a.m. by Harley barking at a groundhog. They always threaten. Kim Jong-un is always looking for attention. He always does that. He just wants to be part of the world stage. He always throws rhetoric out there once in a while. He's been doing that forever. His father did it. That's not surprising. Kim Jong-un likes to stir shit up. This way he gets attention because he's not getting any. He's a man-child. He's a baby. He should have a rattle in one hand. And what do they call those things that they put a pacifier in his mouth? I call him Kim Jong Fatty.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
I think one of the cats killed a mouse.
Okay, good.
That was bad.
All right, Mom. Oh, my God.
I feel so bad.
So I'm not surprised. But I have heard, and I mentioned this last night, and I cannot confirm it, so I'm not going to open my mouth. I want to see if it's public domain yet before I open my mouth, because I'm not going to say it, because it's conversations had with military people that I've had, that something is coming, but I'm not privy to say anything because I would throw my confidential conversations out there, and I'm not going to do that. But I want to see if it's public domain. Then I'm going to get off and watch. Ah. Okay. You know all about this ceasefire deal, and it's shaky right now. That Hamas, they're going back and forth accusing each other of violating the ceasefire. That ceasefire is not going to hold. And it's going to be Hamas that breaks it, most likely. If they haven't already. And I know there's a lot of people that have different views on this. I get that. But this is public. This, just think about what I said. This is public. U.S. said to be prepping to send 200 troops to Israel for Gaza support. Keep that in mind. Moving forward. Just keep that in mind. That's all I'm going to say. I think that says enough. And it's logistical support. I don't think they'll actually be in Gaza, but they'll be there to support Israel. If that ceasefire goes to heck, that's all I'm going to say. Because this time we're not standing, well, we're not going to, nobody wants boots on the ground anywhere. We do not want our boots on the ground in any country, in any kind of conflict, war, whatever. No. Hell no. But that doesn't mean that we can't provide support. So keep an eye on this ceasefire thing in the next week. I'm just telling you because I'm hearing stuff. And Chris is going to dig into it more with his connections and see what they tell him. As a matter of fact, before I go, I'm going to call him and see if he found out anything, because I can mention that article. That's why I looked at public domain. Absolutely, you can invite a Ukrainian soldier into chat. And I definitely would like to tell him my point of view on this. Which I cannot understand, because let me just call him. Let me know if he comes in. Your friend, or the person you know, the Ukrainian soldier. Oh, what's going on? Have you dug into what we discussed yesterday?
I'm waiting for some calls, but no.
Okay, so about a week ago, they did say that they were going to send 200 troops to assist Israel You could look it up. I did it. I just searched it on public domain. But it's a logistical support. It's not boots on the ground in Gaza.
Okay, so I did get something from my.
I'm live right now, so you know.
All right. Well, I mean, it's out on the internet. He sent me something that he's been studying. The people in Hamas are killing the Palestinians.
Oh yeah, I saw the clips of that on TV with the firing squads.
Yeah, they're just going to these camps, and people are saying get out, and they're just shooting them.
Yeah. So this is a major development in a really, really bad way. But I just want to, because I'm live right now, I don't want to get into specifics because, you know. But
right, but I don't think, I don't, as long as the boots on the ground are not combat boots.
Exactly what I just said, yes.
And stuff. I mean, I don't see a problem with that, but if they keep killing innocent people, sooner or later, somebody's got to say enough with this.
All right, so keep me posted.
All right, buddy.
I'll talk to you later because football's going to start in a half hour.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay. Now I want to say hello to a friend of a friend here who's a Ukrainian soldier. And I'm not going to get into this whole back and forth because in this country, it's so split on the support for Ukraine. And people don't understand how important it is in so many ways to be helping Ukraine. And there are a lot of people in this country that say, oh, Ukraine is corrupt. Defending Russia, like, how are you going to defend Putin over any situation, over anything that goes on in Ukraine? It's crazy how people try to justify corruption in Ukraine, attacking Zelensky, when you have the absolute brutalist dictator who assassinates his opponents, poisons them, and controls the elections in Russia. So what is wrong with people trying to defend Putin here? I don't get that. That's one. Okay? That's one. Secondly, Russia, aka Soviet Union, wants to reclaim a lot of the territories they lost. This is not a good thing when they start moving on their former countries that at one time they controlled. Because that's what he wants. Putin wants to retake the territories that he lost, or that Russia lost. People may not understand that, but that's his goal, to keep pushing it. Push. Here's the main part that I want to get to. Why is Ukraine such a valuable national security to the United States? And people let their emotions get in the way of a lot of things that go on. Oh, we sympathize with the Ukrainian people or whatever. First of all, we all know, remember what Putin said this was, an operation. He invaded Ukraine. And yes, there are a lot of people that live in a certain region that do have sentiments toward Russia in Ukraine. But he's kidnapped children. We don't even know where they are. He's brutalized. He continues to attack civilians to terrorize them with drones, missiles, etc. Okay, but here's the point. The United States signed a minerals deal with Ukraine, which we have preferential access to these resources, which right now Russia is occupying a lot of areas that contain these resources. Ukraine is rich with rare earth elements, coal, you name it. They are like the top in Europe, and you're going to just allow Russia to walk in and take it all? That's a national security interest to the United States to protect Ukraine just from that alone, especially with our dependence on China for rare earth, who controls 90% of this. And yes, the dirt for farming is absolutely incredible. Alexa, why is Ukraine a national security interest due to their resources?
Ukraine's national security significance extends beyond its geopolitical position to include its substantial natural resources. The country holds significant reserves of critical minerals, including rare earth elements vital for advanced technologies. These resources have become increasingly important as Ukraine seeks to reduce dependence on Russian energy and strengthen ties with Western nations. Ukraine's energy sector, built during Soviet times, is undergoing transformation to align with European standards, further enhancing its strategic importance.
And what about the deal that the United States signed with Ukraine regarding minerals?
The United States and Ukraine signed the Ukraine-United States Mineral Resources Agreement on April 30th, 2025. This deal establishes a joint investment fund for Ukraine's natural resources, including critical rare earth elements, oil, and gas. The agreement gives the U.S. access to 50% of royalties from new natural resource projects in Ukraine, while Ukraine retains full control over its subsoil, infrastructure, and resources.
Alexa, stop. Enough said. 50% profit from any new development. U.S. companies are going to go to Ukraine and start going nuts. That's going to provide jobs for Ukrainians, for Americans. We're going to have access, preferential access, 50% profit from mining and tapping into the resources of Ukraine. And it's going to help Ukraine's infrastructure to rebuild and develop money to rebuild their infrastructure themselves. You know how they say, oh, Ukraine, we're giving them billions of dollars of equipment. Well, they can pay for it. They've got the resources. They can foot that bill. But the only way this is going to happen is if you create a ceasefire, create stability and peace in the area, because we're not going to send anybody over there if bombs are raining and drones are flying and all this chaos is going on. So any kind of conditions that they reach, there has to be a ceasefire, a legitimate ceasefire. And Russia's not going to do it. Putin is not going to do it. Because Putin wants more. So, I just wanted to say that to the person that's a Ukrainian soldier here on TikTok. That is my perspective. But obviously, here, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. But here in the United States, obviously nobody wants to get involved in a war. But that doesn't mean that we can't provide logistical support like the Europeans have. Now, the one thing that I heard that could be a concern for, and Russia may not go for this, if say there was a ceasefire, the Europeans are planning some type of militarized force, defense force, to go in with Germans, UK, French, different types of personnel coming in to like a peacekeeping force. Russia's going to see that as being NATO. This is where things could get really dicey. Now, when they say, I don't know if, I think Zelensky's open to, right now, stand down, let's draw the lines where they are, like the president said, but I don't think Putin's going for that. And you know what? It's so ridiculous how they keep saying, trust in Putin. Putin says he's going to do this. He's just stringing it along. That's all he's doing. He's stringing it along. And he is Mr. KGB. This guy, do not underestimate the intelligence of Vladimir Putin. He knows how to manipulate, coerce, and I think he knows how to control our president. I truly do. I think he knows how to manipulate the president. Just look back at Helsinki. This goes back. Especially if you throw in certain things to how would I say this? Kiss the ring of Trump? Like, shower him with compliments for his ego, his narcissistic way of being? Putin knows this. He knows how to push his buttons. He knows how to manipulate him. All he has to do is praise him and say he's the greatest president the United States ever had. That, or, you know, blah, 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 blah. Putin knows how to manipulate. He's a freaking senior KGB trained intelligence officer. So this is why we have to be careful. Because Putin is already 3 steps ahead of what he's planning. It's not like it's just coming out. He knows what his goals are. And he's going to push them. He's going to push the limits. Did you see there was a Russian sub? I think it was off of Florida. And it surfaced. And then it was surrounded. He's also rattling a little bit too. He is, but U.S. is 20 steps ahead. I pray that you're right on that. I pray that you're right, Dominic. Because there's a lot of young Ukrainians that have sacrificed their lives for freedom. And people could say whatever they want. But Ukraine is a sovereign country that Russia does not recognize them being sovereign. They truly believe they're still a Russian territory. This is part of the problem. I think the Europeans understand it. I'm not so sure our president understands this. Obviously, you cannot run. You got to stand your ground. But you need that support. And right now, the infrastructure is crippled because of what's going on. But eventually, hopefully, Ukraine can rebuild and the people can flourish from the resources they live on. Oh my God. 300 in your battalion are missing. My prayers go to all the innocent people in Ukraine. And let's not forget, there are a lot of people in Russia whose sons, daughters, whatever their military comprise of, that have lost their children too in this, to be fair. A lot of Russian soldiers as well, all in the name of politics. Both sides. That is true. But we have to remember who are the aggressors here. And people try to sugarcoat it. There's so many conspiracy theories to try to throw a lot of gray matter in there to confuse people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, especially coming from this country, sadly. But I pray for the people of Ukraine, and I hope that peace comes there soon. And that you're able to live there in peace with your families, rebuild, and live your lives in a peaceful, productive way. Exactly. Look, a lot of innocent civilians get caught up in the actions of governments. Look at Gaza. Look how many innocent people have lost their lives, especially children. Look at Gaza. It's complete rubble. Rubble. It's going to take many, many years to clean and rebuild Gaza. And look what's happening right now. Hamas is at the point now that I'm on TikTok, they are taking out civilians who are speaking out in firing squads. Because that's the thing people don't understand. It's so easy to say, well, why do the people in Gaza revolt against Hamas? Because Hamas has them terrorized. If they do anything, they'll take them out, or their children, or their other family members. I almost will use this as an analogy here in the United States with gang members controlling neighborhoods. If the neighborhood people in the community speak out, snitch, open their mouths, they threaten them. We will take you out and your children and everyone you love. It's similar. They terrorize. And I don't know if people truly understand that. It's so easy to say one thing. It's a lot different in the real applications of what's really going on the ground in certain places. I always say this, unless you live there and you know what's going on, you don't really have an idea by watching the news media, because the news media has a narrative that they go by. Pro, anti, whatever it is. But when you live in a certain place, like I lived in New York City, and I seen it for myself, and I experienced it for myself, I know what goes on because I lived there. I seen it with my own eyes. And when I see people talking shit from outside by seeing what they see on the media and all that, you have no clue unless you're there. That's the bottom line. So that's the way I look at things objectively, not one-sided. Because there's never a one-sided view. There's always, it's like the old saying, there's two sides of a coin. But there's just more than two sides in situations like this. There's multiple. It's complicated. It's not simple. So I can't imagine what... And Dom, I'll tell you this. Anytime that you want to come on and have a conversation with me on a live stream, you are more welcome. I don't know if you want to do that and expose yourself. You need to protect yourself. But I will give you your voice. Because your voice is important, being there as a Ukrainian soldier and describing and telling people from your perspective. Because other people will say, well, that's from his side. But nobody hears that. Nobody knows. They only see what they see in the media. The lack of real, true information of what's going on the ground is so necessary for people to hear here. Because they only see and hear what they see in the media, or on social media, or on podcasts. He's always welcome here. He's gonna we have to figure out how to communicate to get him here, to do a live stream. But I don't want him to jeopardize. First of all, he has to be careful because he is a current Ukrainian soldier, and anything he says in a public forum, they can try to use against him. That's one. He's got to be very careful. And he cannot discuss specifics because that's logistical and that's part of the military. And he's in a very sensitive area right now, I think he said occupied territory right now. So there's a lot of things to consider here to protect him. Not to exploit him, but to protect him. But at the same time, to get his points of view across. And Starla, do you have my email? Let me ask. Dom, are you still here? On TikTok? I'm going to do you have access to email? Because we can talk privately via email, not on a public forum, and we can discuss things there. I don't know if he's still here, though. All right, I'm gonna do something, Starla. Do you follow him? Are you friends with him on TikTok? I'm gonna send you my email privately to you on TikTok, and then you could provide it to him. Because I would rather have a conversation with him privately, not here. Because like I said, I want to protect him, not exploit him. Yeah, that's true too. Don't put it in an email. But we can... It's true. We don't want to have that too. We have to be very careful. That's a great point. Now that I think about it, we don't want to put that in an email. Because then they'll track us both. All right. Shit. There is really no secure place though. I have to find a way to communicate with him without jeopardizing him. Because they could find out, they could track him. I don't know if he has Signal. I don't even think I have that. I don't know if that's secure. Look at what our government guys were doing with Signal. But that's because they invited someone accidentally. And that was oopsie. That just shows you the incompetence. And that's just so... Hey, do you know that if that happened in any other situation, those people would have been fired? They exposed national security. They would have been fired. Except in this situation. They should have been fired. But that's another story. Okay, let me... Just for practical means, by putting that out there, they're going after Bolton with the stuff that he was sending email to his wife and daughter, allegedly. Well, what the hell about this? You were putting out information with somebody that shouldn't have been in that chat about an upcoming attack in Yemen. What if that reporter would have leaked that out? Breaking news, posted it all over. U.S. about to strike. That right there, it's not... Thank God he didn't do it. But it could have happened, which is the whole point of it all. All right, let me see if I can sign up for Signal. I've never used it. It's the point that it could have been a really bad situation and put our troops at risk. That's the point. Thank God it didn't happen. But it could have. If that reporter was reckless. Which he would have been held on all kinds of criminal charges if he decided to do something like that. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, you have WhatsApp? Okay, shit. I don't know how to... All right. Dominic, you have to be careful. I don't even know if Facebook's a good idea. All right, I'm going to see my WhatsApp. Let me ask you this because I'm going to go in about 15 minutes. Dominic, can you provide, if you're comfortable with it, give Starla your WhatsApp user info so I can send you a message? So Starla could then send it to me privately. Because we have to do something here. I know. I have to find a way to communicate with him. There's got to be a way. Which way do you think is best? No Facebook. I know that. That's out. Okay, do that. Actually, that was Telegram that just got a message. Oh, I see that you just started following me, so I'm going to follow you back. It's as simple as that. We don't even have to. I'm connected. We didn't even have to do any messages. I'm going to send you a message right now. Wait a minute. Okay, I see that. I'm sending you a message back. So we're connected. You got it? I did. I sent it in private message too. You should have got a message from me. I see you typing. And we're connected. And we'll pick this up. Because what time is it? It's like 7 hours ahead in Ukraine right now. It's approaching 1 p.m. What is it, like 8 p.m.? Alexa, what time is it in
The time is 12:50 p.m.
Alexa, what time? I figured it's... Oh, yeah, 7 hours. I was right.
Are you asking
Alexa,
about a
stop.
friend?
I'm trying to think ahead of the situation. I'm trying to protect him. And I know it's getting late there for you. I am up until 4. Okay. For your time, so that means if it's 8 o'clock, you're going to be up for another 8 hours. I have a show to do at 4 to 6. Because I'm a producer for a network. A pretty big network. But I'm not even thinking about that for you. And definitely, and I mean this, and my mother, I can call her into the room. We send our love and prayers to the Ukrainian people. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, you have to patrol. I can't even imagine what you're going through. I can't even imagine. But see, like I said, the world, especially Americans, they only see what they see in the media. They don't know what's going on really on the ground. Let me ask you this before we leave. How many fellow soldiers, I can imagine this is hell on earth. How many of your comrades, without getting into graphic details, have you lost since this started? People that fellow soldiers, comrades, that you personally seen the atrocities. Oh, they definitely. Do you know something? And another thing too is, and I mean this, Dominic, if you ever come to the United States, you are welcome in my home. Or any other Ukrainian. You are welcomed here. And I'll bring my mother into this room. And she will tell you. She's actually sent money for the Ukrainian people. For aid. Trained people around 30, friends 13. Battalion lost 300 people since 2024. Oh my God. And what is the average age? It's got to be young, right? 22, 21. If you were to put all these numbers of casualties together, what's the average number of those lost? They are missing 300 people in the battalion. Yeah, we won't do it now because I got to get off soon. But we will have a conversation. And it seems like your English is excellent. Now, my grandmother is Lithuanian. So I have, there is a connection for me and how I feel about that area. Are you really? Wow, my grandmother's Lithuanian. Her last name, I don't even want to say if I want to say it, was Klastow. Klastow. That was my grandmother's last name. Okay. And may I ask, how old are you? I'm assuming you're no more than 30. 25? If I had to guess, maybe even younger? You're about to turn 30. I was close. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of younger soldiers around you. I can't even imagine what you're going through. 18 to 24 in my battalion most. Oh my gosh. This is serious talk right now, Mo. I'm speaking directly to a Ukrainian soldier on TikTok. They want to make from 17 because they're losing so many young people in this war. That's probably why. Tell them how you don't want people that don't want to serve around you. Of course, you want people that are committed. You don't want people that don't want to be there. You want people that are committed to the whole cause of defending Ukraine. Obviously. You want somebody that you know that's going to be on your side, that's going to be covering your back. Someone that you know that you got their back and they've got your back. No people needed, not motivated. We need people strong, not in arms, but having brains. Intelligence, yeah. I agree with that. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, we're going to do this, Dom. We're going to have you come on. But you're on patrol tonight. And I'm not going to, no way. We have to figure out a way to have you maybe come on and talk about what's going on there via TikTok. But you got to be careful. You have to be careful because anytime you use a platform of any kind, you got to be careful. Because you know they're trying to hack any communications. You cannot give out strategic locations, any specific information, because everything's being monitored. Do you know what I mean? It's free day for me tonight. He knows Russians watch him. They are 1.8 miles away from you. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's crazy. You're so close to that line. What happened? I had yesterday. Banned from TikTok or sound. I'm trying to figure. You saw with your eyes drones over him? Oh my God, now I understand. You were sharing live views of drones over you and you got banned? Let me ask you this. I'm trying to think. First of all, do not come on camera. That's obvious. It's nighttime there, so any visuals will be difficult. If you were to, you cannot show anything. Yes, hide your identity, and believe me, anything in the foreground, they can figure out where your location is. Do not show any logistic images of any environmental settings you are in, because they will figure out, but they know you're there. But still, because if you're putting out information on a public domain that they don't want the world to see or hear, you are definitely a liability to them. But what I would like, if possible, is some, but not near you, because then they'll figure it out. We'll just have a conversation. Because I think it's important for people to hear it. I think that's the most important thing, is to hear from you directly what's going on there. No images, no video, just you speaking about what's going on there. I'm in New York. But you're always welcome. You're always welcome here. I know Mom would. Mom! Alexa, make an announcement.
What would you like to announce?
Mom, come here. It's very important.
Announcing to all devices.
Oh, you'll be...
From Bill. Mom, come here. It's very important.
But are you going... Is that just a stop off before you head to Chicago? When you stop over at that airport? I'm not going to say it. How long? So that's just going to be a quick stopover. Come here. Just come here. I'll tell her. She doesn't want to come. She's in bed. So, oh, so you're coming eventually back to New York. Come here. Just stay there. Just come here, but don't come on camera. So there is a Ukrainian soldier that's in the chat right now. An actual Ukrainian soldier. He's going to be traveling to Chicago and then other places. I'm not going to mention where. And then eventually he's going to come back to New York before he goes back. I told him that he's invited to come here to spend the day or stay over, whatever. And we know how we care about the Ukrainian people. Right, Ma?
That's right. Those are my babies there. I send them money to Ukraine because I can't stay.
So Mom says that if you ever come here, like on your way back home, you are welcomed here before you go back. So, you could spend an overnight here and then I'll take you to JFK to fly out back to Ukraine or whatever.
Is he in relation with the people?
He's right there, right now, very close to Russian soldiers right now.
No, I'm saying, is he related to the people the ladies that I send in the...
Ma, how would I know that? You sent money to Ukraine for the people. The chances of him knowing those people are impossible. He's a soldier there. He's there right now, going on patrol right now. in Ukraine. Right now, Ma. I would love to could share some stories that I couldn't do in live. So he says he'd be happy to come here to visit on his way back home. Because he's coming here, he's going to visit a few states. Then on his way back, he's got to stop here in New York before he goes back to Ukraine. So I gave him an open invitation. We could make him dinner, all that. You know what I mean, Ma? So he's a 29, going to be 30-year-old soldier right now in Ukraine. Around him, there's 300 missing in his battalion. 13 of his friends have lost their lives.
Oh, that's sad.
He said it's hell on earth there.
Tell him that I would like to bring the Ukrainian ladies to live with
Mom
me
wants
here.
to bring Ukrainian
Ladies.
ladies here to live with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mom is all. So yes, you are welcomed here, Dom.
I will bring them here and I will take care of them.
And it would be an honor to have you in my home. And Mom feels the same way. Be careful though what you're saying in chat. I know. See, that's what Russia wants, big time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you know what? I got to add that number to my WhatsApp. And I'll say a quick hello to you right now while we're on here. Well, we'll do it privately. Let's talk privately. I see this. I got to copy it and paste it to WhatsApp. Okay. I think this is you. Tell me if you get this message. Ma, go to the other room. We can all hear you.
How can you hear me when I'm not
You're mumbling.
Now I'm talking.
I know. Country, exactly. Okay, we're connected. We'll talk privately. Not for here. I know, and they're telling me we have to keep this tightly knit, controlled as possible, because this is risky for you, especially for you. But the Russians, all kinds of intelligence, are paying attention to everything, including on my end. Have a good one, country. So we need to tread very carefully. But like I said, I think it is very important on a controlled basis just to talk about the Ukrainian perspective, what's going on in the ground there.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
And be
Does he know
gentle.
Zelensky?
Jesus Christ, she's interfering when I'm talking with you.
Excuse me,
What?
does he know Zelensky?
Ma, stop. We're not going to get into those kind of conversations. Because that is,
Yeah, that might be listening, yes.
yes. We cannot compromise that, Ma.
I know, Julie, I know that.
Oh my gosh. He just sent me a video of what is happening near him. The drones, Russian drones, which really are probably Iranian drones.
You gotta be careful too, because
That's how they live, he said. We're like that, with fear of that every day, every minute, every moment. See, now that doesn't show. geographical, that's a video that can be put out there. They are the Iranian Shahed drones. I knew it. With explosives invented inside drones. See, that I can make public. Because there's nothing there that shows any geographical positioning. It just shows the sky at night with the drones. That's okay. Because it doesn't pinpoint where you are. Because the drones are flying all over Ukraine. 24/7, pretty much.
But remember, Putin is involved in that bitch.
Of course, Ma.
He's the one that's
All right, Ma. Anyway. I'm trying to think of a plan. Yeah, The Fix, I think, is that song, Red Skies at Night. That's a good song, actually. I'm trying to think how we... So what I'm going to do... Because you can't take a call on WhatsApp right now while you're watching on TikTok, right? Yeah, but there's no, you can't see any distinguishable stars on that video. That's another thing, but Amol makes a great point. Even stars, the positioning of the stars in the sky can indicate, and they can pinpoint what angle, where you are looking at that. Okay. That's an excellent point, Amol. Excellent point. Did you? Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. I'm clicking on it now. I'm going to try. I just accepted. Do not be on screen. Okay, you're in. I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So are you, I mean, you have a, it sounds like you speak English really well.
Yeah, I speak English well, but not perfect.
I could, let's put it this way. If I tried to speak Russian, it wouldn't work.
I mean, you can try.
But
I can understand Russian. Like six languages,
so right now,
like French.
so right now it's a little after 8 p.m. where you are.
Yeah, it's 8:12 here.
So is there any current activity going on that is aggression in nature by the Russian forces?
No, not right now. They actually make like from 2 a.m. They're training at the civilian buildings. They're training new Russian personnel.
Do you feel that it's possible that Russia may try to do an incursion in the areas that you're currently located without getting into specifics?
They're almost occupied.
Do you think that you have the adequate forces to defend your position?
Kinda, yes. Like the front line is not moving like for 2 years already. So where people getting sent from my battalion and any other battalions from 2022, they're actually sending us in the same places. So it's like not moving, and the Russians occupied less than 25% of our land.
I heard it was some, the reports here, it was like 19%. You're saying it could be up to 25.
Yeah, it's something like this, but the front line is not moving at all.
So let me ask you this question. Based on the political atmosphere that's going on with discussions, because Zelensky was just here speaking to our president, would you, as a Ukrainian soldier, accept a deal to leave the lines where they are right now, the current battle lines, and you would be happy? And do you think that the Ukrainian people would accept that?
No. That's not going to happen even if Zelensky will accept that we're giving like half territory to Russia. The soldiers like me and the civilian people will not agree with this. There's still WR going to go.
So
It's
the
not going to stop until we're going to get our last
territory back. So that's the goal, is to get all the occupied territory that Russia has now gained back from Russia.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you think that there's going to be enough political pressure from the Ukrainian people to not accept the current terms that are being discussed, that the only thing that they'll accept, the majority of the people, is to regain that territory?
It's really a hard question for me. Because like I'm a similar guy. I don't go into politics. I follow the orders. What they're gonna say to me, I will do that. So that's really a good question for me.
Now, if you were to suggest to your commanders, or even if you were able to ask Zelensky personally, what are the assets that you think that you require to keep your positions fortified? I mean, you definitely need munitions, I'm sure. You definitely need supplies at that line, especially with winter coming up. Is that don't get into details, but is that a concern for you as a soldier, that you need that kind of equipment, the resources necessary to maintain that, especially with the winter months coming up?
I would say yes, but I would say I would change our president as well. 'Cause, like there is no go with him. We have a protest like almost every week in Kiev against our president. So that I would say like 50 people do actually like him and 50 people do not like him. So the first thing I would do, I will change the president.
Now, that is fascinating that I'm hearing that from you. So, do you see any kind of an election coming from the Ukrainian people? Or is Zelensky going to wait until some kind of a ceasefire is negotiated before any elections would occur?
No, so we can't do any elections right now. We will be able to do that when WR is over.
Okay, so right now, under the current situation, you really don't have any choice but to take the orders from Zelensky. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's the only thing we can actually do and follow.
But if there is a ceasefire reached, and let's just say there is some stability created there, the people demand that there needs to be elections.
Yeah, that's we should see later what's going on with Zelensky, but currently, like, he's not in very good state. I can only say a few good things about him, that he didn't leave his own country, he didn't run away, like most of country presidents would do that.
Right, they
So
would go
he's
in
actually
exile.
standing us.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he's actually like, I don't know, it's just very hard.
Well, he doesn't have the background. I mean, he was an actor and put in this position. It's not like, he's pretty much adapted and learned to take this role as president in this circumstances. So, I mean, is he the right type of leader to be put in this position in the midst of a war?
I mean, yeah, he was an actor, and we had him. We actually.
I lost your audio. You broke up for a second.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, we were actually laughing at him in my battalion when he got elected, but he just trying to prove that he's a good leader. I mean, he kind of is good, but sometimes I disagree with him, and you cannot do like the things he's doing here. And the most thing that I know it's WR, but nobody is trying to stop the corruption. So you literally can do everything here with the money, especially when American coming here. So there's like different prices, different anything, and by being American, and if you have like bad life in US and getting like $2,000 salary in US, so with $2,000 a year, you're gonna live like a king.
So there definitely is a corruption issue in Ukraine with the funds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the most problem. You can literally, if you have like any car crash or something, and police comes, you can literally like pay them up like $200 to each policeman. and they're just gonna leave you. About the funds from America, so basically we're getting that, but we don't know like the exact percentage that people or battalions actually getting. But we might think that like 20% they're selling and making money for themselves.
Wow. Now, do you see Zelensky as a legitimate elected president in Ukraine?
I think he's like, yeah, I would say he's legit, but our other politicians are not very good. We have worse than him.
So, is there any idea who do you think the people would want to elect? Is there a figurehead there that you could see voting for, that the people would vote for? Is there, in other words, is there a legitimate candidate in Ukraine if there was an election that were to take place in the months to come?
No, not really. That's the biggest problem right now because we don't have any other guy who can stand in his place. But some people say they would vote for Poroshenko. That's our president, the old one. But nobody's gonna vote actually for him because he's the guy that he's told like missiles, everything, or ammo, everything to Russians. That's why we don't have any ships right now.
Zara,
We're like very bad. at
Dom, I'm sorry to
everything, like-
interrupt you. Zara, right now, this is my first time I'm speaking with him. I'm trying to have a primary initial conversation with him. I mean, I would love to bring you on as a guest panel. Are you comfortable with me bringing somebody else? Somebody else wants to join the conversation. Her name is Zara. Are you comfortable with that right now, Dominic?
Fine, that's fine.
Okay,
I don't mind.
Okay, I'm going to bring you in, Zara. I just want to make sure that... Oh, she says she's friends with you. Okay, then that's okay. So, Zara, I'm going to allow you to come in here now. I didn't know that. So, she's a friend of yours. Her name is Zara. She's going to be joining the chat.
Yep.
Hey, Zara, say hello to Dom.
Hello.
Would you like to ask? Would you like to ask him anything specific, Zara?
No, I just wanted to the point of you were saying about Zelensky being an actor. I think he had degrees as
He's
well,
an actor.
but that doesn't mean anything. That actually
He's a
gives him the what's the word I'm looking for? You know, when you stand up in front of crowds, it gives him the ability to showcase even more, which you want in a way.
So, in other words, because of his background, he's able
In my own
to.
ear. Quickly.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up, but so what I think the gist of what you're saying is
Sorry.
because of his background as an actor, he's able to portray himself on the world stage in a diplomatic way because of his background. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And where are you located, Zara? Without giving me specifics, are you here in the United States? Where are you?
I'm going to tell you, I'm not United States. Where do you think I'm from?
Okay. Okay. No. I'm just that's so because I'm just to get your perspective. His internet right now is not good. He's saying in the chat.
Scotland, by the way.
See, the thing is, there is corruption everywhere, including the United States. So to say there's corruption in Ukraine is any different than it is anywhere else would be naive to say. There is corruption everywhere. So, not to make it any different, but there's so much focus on the Ukraine equation because everybody here a lot of people here in the United States says it's so corrupt, it's an illegitimate government. Zelensky's
That is Russian
propaganda.
propaganda.
Oh, yes. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. But see, that's what goes on in this country. That's why I think it's important for someone like Dom there to tell us exactly from his perspective what's going on there. Because we only see what the media tells us or social media posts or podcasters that want to exploit it for political reasons. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
very much so.
I mean, it is horrific what's going on in Ukraine. to innocent people, civilians, these soldiers, young, many of them, teenagers, late teens, early 20s, sacrificing themselves in defense of their country, their homeland, by aggressive behavior, actions by Russia. Because that's what it is. Russia wants that back.
They're the aggressors.
They are the aggressors. I mean, I don't think anybody can, despite what people might say, the political landscape of what's going on in Ukraine, the bottom line is Russia is the aggressor here. They were the aggressors. They started with Crimea, and then they decided, and then they'll say, well, there's a lot of sentiment in Ukraine where they're occupying right now that really want to be part of Russia. Now, Dom, are you still here? He may not be. I would like to hear his perspective on that. If there is a sentiment where he is right now, that a lot of these people that are there, because remember, it's Russian people, Russian-speaking people. Do they want to?
Yeah, but have you seen the occupied places?
That's what I'm saying. I have not. That's what.
There's no. They're not there anymore.
Who's not there anymore?
There is hardly any houses. There's maybe a few people that are still
Living there?
living there. Yeah.
And what about all
It's
the?
not good. They've not got water or anything.
What about all the missing children that the Russians took?
I know. This is a huge thing.
They kidnapped these children.
I think there was 14. I think it was 14 handed back just recently.
How many?
14.
14?
Yeah.
But this has been going on for years now. So I can't even imagine how many children have been taken by the Russians back into Russia.
Pardon? Sorry, I was putting my headphone away from. For some reason, I'm getting like a what?
Oh my gosh. Somebody in chat just said 25,000
Children.
children.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Taking babies, like adopted. All these children are getting brainwashed.
Of course they are.
And it's horrendous.
It is horrendous.
Like at one point, they're now training these children up to fight their own people.
I mean, I think the NATO countries realize that they cannot depend on the United States, really. So I think NATO is trying to do their best to help provide resources to Ukraine. And I don't mean NATO as an official title, but NATO member countries like Germany, France, the UK, etc. They're trying to do their best to help Ukraine defend itself. But I don't
think they're doing enough.
I don't think it's enough either.
Nope, I've said from the very beginning, and quite a lot of people are agreeing with this now, is we should have had boots down there in the first place.
See, the thing here in the United States,
All these billions of pounds
the thing here in the United States
or in
is
dollars.
nobody here wants boots on the ground anywhere in the world. We do not want our soldiers involved in no way, no shape, no form. But that does not mean that you
But you
cannot.
don't think they're going to end up?
But that doesn't mean we can't provide logistical support.
I don't like Donald Trump's the fact that he's now selling the items that he's not given.
Okay, now you got to remember what's going on in this country. Nobody wants to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars into a war, a prolonged war. But the way I see it is, we signed a deal, and this is what I brought up earlier. We signed a minerals deal with Ukraine, and we get 50%.
Has that actually went forward?
Yeah, we get, in this deal, the United States gets 50% of the profits of anything that's there that is mined, any of the resources. So it's not like...
So why the hell is America not helping then?
This is my question. And this is why when I see what's going on here politically, it doesn't make too much sense. Because Ukraine can foot that bill. If we can sustain and defend Ukraine, at some point, American companies can go there and invest, and we can get a lot of economic aid coming into this country, money into our country. They can pay for their own bill, so to speak, on anything that we provide to them, with the preface of saying, if Ukraine stands. But Ukraine needs to stand before any of that can happen.
Bad if they're so. If say this all finishes, then America just go in and help themselves then, even though they've turned around and went, we're not going to support the same way anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus.
I mean, like I said, right now, and when I look at it from a national security point of view for the United States, we have such a heavy dependency on China. And it's always said, a lot of people here say F China, because they're the big talk here with the trade, tariffs, and all that. If we were able to make the most of what this deal is with Ukraine, we can get a lot of our rare earth elements, minerals, a lot, like I said, a lot of resources from Ukraine with the deal we signed, and cut our dependency on China and some other countries. So to me, this makes a lot of sense for the United States to invest and to protect our national interest in Ukraine.
See, that's kind of why we've got to keep Trump sweet as well, because obviously certain parts are made in America that are for the weapons that we are producing here.
Yes. Yes. And like I said, right now, Ukraine is fighting for their survival. It's not like anything is going to happen here where they can easily pay back money, because right now they're worried about just trying to survive as a country. But hopefully, and I pray that peace comes soon so that the Ukrainian people can, have a life again, a productive life, a peaceful life, and that they can prosper, because they have all the natural resources there, investment. There's so much that Ukraine has to offer to the world, not just their own people, but to the world. And it can become...
Also, they need the security guarantee, though.
I know, that's the thing, the security guarantees. That is essential. But that's why there are countries in Europe that said that if peace if peace happens, if there's some kind of ceasefire, they're willing to put a peacekeeping force in there to make sure that the Russian aggression doesn't happen again. But Russia's going to look at that as a form of NATO, and they don't want that. So that's going to be very tricky to try to figure out how that's planned out. I don't know if Russia's going to accept a peacekeeping force by European countries to be put boots on the ground, so to speak, in Ukraine. I think that's a big sticking point right there alone. So this is complicated. This is a very complicated situation, but I just hope and I pray, and you heard Dom, they're not settling. The Ukrainian people don't want lines drawn exactly right now and end it right here, and let's say, okay, let's end this war immediately, and let's just keep the lines, the battle lines, right where they are. The Ukrainian people don't want that. They want their territory back. Dominic just said that.
Yeah.
So does the United States understand this? Europe understands this. Ukrainian people understand this, but I don't think we get it.
But I think that Trump, the statement he made yesterday of just all they need to do is shake hands and off they go home.
You cannot trust. You can't trust Putin on anything he says.
No.
And I don't
You
understand.
can't trust Trump either.
And Zara, I don't know when he's going to understand this. He keeps giving Russia. He keeps giving Russia rope. He keeps giving, and doesn't he not understand Russia's playing him? Russia is playing him. But again, that's why it's important for people, especially in this country, to hear from people on the ground. And he even said it. We're not happy with Zelensky. There is corruption here. The money that it exists, but the only way to do any oversight there is to be there and to help control the money flow, because it's like a mob mentality. It's corruption. Pay off people. There is corruption, but there is corruption everywhere. But if that can be
Even before the war,
absolutely,
you know.
absolutely. So I think it is important for some type of presence there. And I'm not talking about a military presence, but we can have logistical support in Ukraine. Just
But
like,
it's then how.
do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be military personnel, but some logistical support by the United States in Ukraine to help eliminate and ease all these other things that are going on behind the scenes. And you heard him. They're not happy. They kind of are, because Zelensky stood his ground and stayed in Ukraine in support of his people. But moving forward, they definitely, it looks from what, I'm just taking from what Dominic said, they definitely want to have elections and elect someone
Well,
else.
to be honest, what I've heard is Zelensky has stated quite a few times, if needed, he would step down. And he said that he's not going to re-elect again.
Well, they're going to have fair elections at some point. If they're going to be recognized,
After the WAR.
you know, yeah, obviously after all this settles down a little bit, but, and hopefully it will soon, but that's the whole point of viewing Ukraine as a democracy, to have free and fair elections at some point and let them elect their next president, or maybe he'll step down and not go for re-election and let somebody
No,
else.
definitely said he wants to spend time with his family.
Yes, Mom, not right now.
No,
Mom, not right now.
Mum,
Mom is talking in the background.
I want to see.
what is she telling you? You've got to take your dinner.
It's like that. It's they have.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, she's. It's cute, but
It's not only my house, there's madness in the background.
anyway, so it is your opinion that you think Zelensky would not want to stay as president of Ukraine once this is all settled, and let free, fair elections happen, and let the people elect someone else.
Yeah.
I agree too, because he was put in a really precarious situation, crisis. I mean, I think he needs to spend some time with his family after this is all said and done, and let the people decide who they want as president moving forward for their country. But all that saying, there has to be security guarantees that this conflict will not reemerge and
I
spark.
did not realise though that what you were saying about the minerals deal. So surely that is the security deal.
All right, you broke up just now at the end.
That I was saying I didn't know about the mineral deal.
The minerals deal, yeah, it was signed in April.
That's my cat in the background, by the way.
Oh yeah.
There should definitely be an agreement done then.
Let me tell you this right now. From a United States perspective, this minerals deal is like hitting the lotto, like the lottery. We have preferential access to the Ukrainian resources. There's no doubt about that. We get 50% of the profits of any.
I'm absolutely flabbergasted.
Say that again?
I'm flabbergasted.
Oh no, look it up. Do the research.
I will.
It is 50% of
I knew
any.
about the mineral deal, and I knew that there was deals talked about,
Oh, he's trying
but I
to come in.
didn't know it was set in stone.
Oh yeah, no, you got to look. The devil's in the details. I hate to say it like that. I saw him try to come back in. He tried to come back. Dominic tried to come back in, but I couldn't click it on. He's probably got really poor
Have
internet.
you got a mod yet?
What's that?
A mod?
I don't know if I do.
Moderator.
I got to make one.
Right, add me as your moderator, then I can add the guests in.
All right, hold on. I'm still
Makes it
kind
easier
of.
for you.
I'm still kind of new, Zara, at doing this.
It's cool because I've never done it either. So
This is kind of. That's why. How do I add you as a moderator? I forgot.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, even Tico's agreeing.
Are you a mod in here, Stala? Mute. I would have to figure
No, I think
this.
she's volunteering.
Okay, hold on. Well, let's not worry about this right now because we're gonna have future conversations with Dom. It looks like he's got issues. I think he's trying to come in again.
Just that. Wait.
I have to make
Honestly,
you.
I'm so used to being a moderator. I'm looking down at the wee
I think we got him again.
people bit, and I'm like ready to add him.
All right, Dominic is back.
Here he is.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm going to drop and then
Yeah.
bring me back up because I'm going to see if my echo might go away if I go down, and then bring me back up. Okay.
Yeah, I think I can make you a mod using the TikTok app. It might be easier and installer, but well, let's continue our conversation with Dom. Zara, do me a favor. Send me a friend or a message so I could accept you and we could follow each other. This way, it makes it easier for me to make you a
I've
mod.
sent you a request to.
I just seen
For-
it. I'm following.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. I'm following
Follow
you
me.
back right now.
Awesome. I'll do that now too.
Got it. So Dom, I don't know if you heard any of that conversation that we were having, Zara and I.
Oh no, I was lagging very bad.
No, we were talking about the logistical support that the United States could provide as far as the corruption that's going on in Ukraine. Also, the support by other countries in Europe if there is a ceasefire to send in peacekeeping security forces. Because to me, that's what's going to be so important, is to prevent Russian aggression in the future. What's your take on that?
Well, we will finish them, so. We will finish them.
I am, like I said, I'm honored. Ma, open the door for him. He's knocking on the other door. Oh, now he's coming in through here. Hendrik, hurry up because I'm doing something important. Sorry, guys. Watch him. Do you think, Dom, that Zelensky, after all said is done and over, that he should step down, not even think about re-elections, and allow people to elect someone completely new? All right, both of you need to not talk in the background.
All right, okay, Daddy, okay.
Do you think that he should not even think about re-election and he should just step down once this is all over and let the Ukrainian people pick someone new as their president? Dom.
Well, he said that he will let anybody new president to come in here without any problem. I believe in that because he said if you have problem with me, you can always get a new president. I will let it go. It's fine.
So you don't think that, you think he's all talk? You don't think he would actually step down and allow somebody else to become president?
I think he will let somebody else to be a president without any problem.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good. That's a good thing hearing from you. Do you think, honestly, from your perspective, there in Ukraine and so close to Russian forces, do you think that a ceasefire is going to happen anytime soon?
I'm sorry, I'm very lagging. I don't know if that's me or what, but my internet is very.
It's okay. So I don't know if you heard me. Do you think that a ceasefire is actually possible in the near-term future there? Very lagging, I know.
Is mine better?
You're good, Zara. Zara, remind because believe it or not, I have to do a live show soon on the station, so I can't stay too much longer. But when I'm offline, I'm gonna make sure that Starla and you become moderators here
Awesome.
because we
Thank
need
you.
to have continued conversations with Dom.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. We need that
What's
perspective.
your background, by the way?
My background?
I've seen all the really cool background.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
I am the program director for internet station that deals with the paranormal, and also and also alternative talk radio. That's the station right there.
Okay.
Just look up KGRA DB and you'll find what I do.
Right, okay.
See it? We talk in WhatsApp later. I can't hear anything because of the lag. We'll have a conversation privately later on WhatsApp, Dom.
We'd love Edinburgh then.
But please, the message from Zara, I don't want to speak for Zara, but I'm sure she'll agree. And a lot of people that are on TikTok right now, TikTok, we send you love, our prayers. Be safe. And I'm speaking for myself, I support the people of Ukraine and all of you. And it is an honor to get to speak to you. And I hope that we can have continued conversations in the future with Zara and Stala, whoever wants to participate, and get
more in as well.
And you know what, Zara, what's so important is for people, especially here in the United States, to hear this directly from a person in Ukraine that's a soldier on the front lines with the Russians less than 2 miles away. I think that's so important. And he's being so honest. He's saying, yes, there's corruption here. Yes, there are issues here. But the bigger issue is we need to defend our homeland, our country from Russian aggression. That is you know what I mean? Think about, we don't see how, like it's almost like in other areas, we don't truly understand how bad it is from a Ukrainian
We're not seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. The clear picture. The 25,000 children that were taken by the Russians alone.
Yep.
That's incredible that they've abducted 25,000 children.
But the thing is, though, there's a lot of Russian propaganda
Of
that
course.
has put, you know, like, you're supporting Nazis, they're a racist country.
They're a bunch
All
of,
this-
I don't want to say
You
it,
know?
the word, the N-word, the German N-word. They're a bunch of
Yep.
that. But that's the propaganda that the Americans here run with. They fall
And
for the
that's what-
Russian
but that's
propaganda.
That's what put him on it, though. I think, to be honest, when he first went into Ukraine, he thought he was going to get the backing from America, Britain, all the European, because of that whole reason that you're talking about.
I totally agree. And yes, past administrations here in the United States were weak on that. There is no doubt about that. They should have been more forceful in dealing with Russia with Crimea. There is no doubt about that. But that
It was warnings and warnings.
definitely that was
Oh my
Russia
goodness.
took that as okay. They stood by. They did nothing. We walked into Crimea, took it. Why can't we just walk in again? They took it as a sign of weakness. They did. The Russians seen that as a sign of weakness. Okay, we can have an operation and occupy Ukraine. But remember, in the beginning, they thought they were going to take Kyiv in 3 days. They thought they were going to take the whole freaking country. It didn't happen.
Special operation.
But that was their objective, to take Ukraine back completely.
I know.
And I don't understand,
But
you know.
no, not just taking it back. Oh, they're the saviors.
Oh, yes. For the Russian people there, they all want to be part of Russia again. That's the narrative. They all want to be part of Russia again. Just like the other countries. You think they want to be part of Russia again? I think they really enjoy being, again, there is corruption, and we know that. But still, democracy takes time. It's fragile. I could say the same here in the United States, how fragile democracy is right here, right now. I mean, really, it is. You look at other Western countries, they're under attack under democracy. They're fragile. So, because there's a lot of narrative out there, and they're, deeming others the enemy. There's a lot going on right now. So,
Scary place, the world at the moment.
there's a lot of tension and stress and concerns globally right now, all over the place. And
You know what the most craziest part is? See the February just before this all kicked off, right? We had a whole global. It was a huge big meeting about the environment and us protecting the planet and all coming together. And then what then happens?
oh, don't get me started on that here. You don't even know. Because I have solar power. I'm a proponent for solar and all the other things. And right now, that kind of energy is under complete attack here in this country. It's completely under
Well, have you
attack.
heard what Trump thinks of the wind Trump?
Oh
the
yeah,
windmill.
he wants to. They were like 70% complete on a project in New England, and
Yeah.
off the coast, and they're gonna terminate it.
They're going to terminate it because when he came here, he went, yeah, those things are an eyesore. Yeah, look at them.
It's harming
And when he
marine
left
life.
Scotland, it's affecting the whales. the
Yes,
dolphins.
marine life. Yes, yes, yes.
And then you know what Scotland did when he left?
I
He
just.
put another.
It is
He put
so.
another 300 of them in the sea.
Look, let me put it to you this way. The United States developed advanced sonar that was causing mammals, sea life, to beach themselves because the advanced sonar was driving them crazy. So in one sense, that's okay, but in another sense, because it's not part of your agenda, that type of energy, because the fossil fuels have your pockets lined up, you know, with your campaign, donations, money, you know, payback time, you know. That's what it's about. It's about the money. It's always about
Hear
the money.
about what you said about the straws, the plastic straws.
Yes, yes. There's a, I mean,
Get them back because sharks don't eat straws.
but there's an island. There's an island that's floating out there, a garbage island in the Pacific. That's, you know what I
It's just
mean?
like-
There's all kinds of crazy things that are going on, but people just don't pay attention to those things. They just don't. But I'll tell you one thing. I really hope and I pray and I think European countries are starting to catch on that they need to do what they need to not only help Ukraine, but to help fortify their own countries in a defense posture, because they know that if the proverbial thing hits the fan, they can't depend on the U.S. They can't. Not right now, they can't. So I think the European countries are starting to realize, listen, we got to do what we need for ourselves. We cannot be dependent. And it's true.
So
I mean,
sad, eh?
the United States, and I'm one of those people, we're not the police of the world. I am totally, I agree with that. But at the same time, you are a NATO ally. You are a NATO ally. Unless you pull out of NATO and try to undermine NATO, you are a NATO ally. And
Is
even
that
though,
not what Trump's trying to do?
exactly. So, but Ukraine is not a NATO nation, but it is a threat to NATO nations. The aggression of Russia, that is a direct threat to NATO countries, and you have to understand that. And you are a NATO country. You're probably the leader, the most powerful member of NATO. And when you show weakness and that you show division and you show that it looks weak, Putin sees this. China sees
Well, I was
this.
just about to say that that's what he wants. He wants to divide us all.
It's scary times, Zara. This is scary times, and I don't know what's going to happen. I personally, based on what, yes, Europe. I am all for Europe being stronger together. Europe has to unite as stronger than ever. They have to. They must. But I don't see, based on what Dom was saying, I don't think the Ukrainian people, the majority of the Ukrainian people, would be happy if they said, okay, let's draw the border, the lines right now. Let's end the war right now. I don't think that's what the Ukrainian people want. They want all of it back. I don't know if that's realistic, but they don't want to draw lines. They don't want other people telling them, determining their fate, their future.
Well, would anybody though?
Exactly.
Because if that happened to here in Scotland, I would fight.
Exactly. Who? It's like, imagine a world power telling you what you need to do in your own country. Dictating the terms to you. I don't know if that's going to fly well with the people that are in any of those countries. Like you said, if Scotland was told, listen, you need to do this. This is what you must do. I don't know if the Scottish people are going to accept that and necessarily go along with that. Who are you to tell us what we need to do in our country? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, we have to take what's going on in the region and what their concerns are in the immediate area, how it affects Europe, how it affects their neighbors, how it affects the region, how it affects Ukraine. There's so much involved there. And that's why I say it is so important for Europe to strengthen, support, and definitely to defend themselves from any possible future aggression on them. I mean, look at Poland. They're testing it. They're testing, Russia's testing it. They are testing the limitations here. They're pushing it. And I don't know if that drone excursion was by accident or on purpose.
There's been more than one drone.
Exactly. It was an incursion.
So, you know what I mean? They say, oh, if you go over the NATO lands, how many times is it going to happen before we say, right, nah, this isn't no.
Exactly. They're testing it. They're pushing the limits to see how far. They also want to see if NATO.
Polish people that say that they've never ever seen that.
Right. Well, Russia and Poland don't have necessarily a great history either. Especially in the Cold War, they were looking like they had their tanks ready to roll into Poland. But let me ask you this question: being a person in Scotland, do you think, coming from your perspective, that the Scottish people support Ukraine? In the majority of the Scottish people.
I think there's a percentage of us, but I think with everything, I think people choose not to really care. It doesn't affect them.
Same here.
They go to work.
No, it's the same here.
House, they think, nah. You know. Or you get ones that say, we support, we think it's not really, but they don't do anything. I am so frustrated that people make me feel like I'm crazy for supporting Ukraine.
I don't
What are
think.
you supporting them for? Is that still happening?
Wow. Is it still happening? It's worse than ever.
Yeah.
Russian aggression is worse than ever. The incursions with the drones and the missiles and everything is worse than ever.
What I always say, especially in Russia, I say that Putin has his people with tinted Putin glasses. They only see what he wants to see.
Of course, but he controls everything that goes on in Russia. Even the state media, everything is controlled by Putin and his oligarchs.
It's the same here. It's the Russian propaganda that people think, oh, they're racists. They're, it's only, you're only supporting it because it's a white war. All this kind of stuff.
It happens here. It's in the UK. Obviously, you know that. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. Western countries are so divided with their own populace. And believe it or not, we are much weaker because of that. And our adversaries know this. And they're trying to even inflame it more. Because that causes divide. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Have you watched Matrix?
No, what do you mean, the movie Matrix?
Yes.
Of course,
I'm
yes.
just going to use the bit when he gets the red and the blue pill out.
Yes.
You get to choose. So you
The
either
pill?
choose to stay in that little bubble and stay in that little pretend little world, or you go down the rabbit hole.
That is a
That's where
great
we are.
analogy. That is a great analogy to use. You take this pill or take this pill. It is so true, and that is a great analogy that you just brought up just now.
I think I've done before Ukraine. I was kind of
Not now.
So I kind of had my eyes open before on the corruption and obviously England and Scotland and us being Britain and all this kind of stuff. I think that is the thing, you either have your eyes wide open or you have blinkers. You only see what you want to see. And that's very sad.
So Sweden Viking says Europe is strong. Why do you think no more happens? I don't understand that question so much. Can you be more specific? Look, Europe. I don't know if anybody thinks this, but NATO is shaky. Right now, NATO is shaky. I don't know if, I mean, they're vulnerable right
We
now.
need a goddamn shake.
I mean, like I said, Europe really needs to step up its defense posture. It needs to prepare itself because you never know. You have to be prepared. You just have to be prepared. Let me see. Does anyone think? Heck no. I don't think anything's going to happen from that meeting with Putin. Okay, so what Dom just said, so Ukrainian soldier said earlier, the Ukrainian people want their territory back. Now, just because they want it back doesn't necessarily that's going to happen. There may have to be lines drawn. There may have to be some kind of a compromise. Just because you want something doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. But I think if it was possible, they would love to have their territory back, but there might have to be a point where there's going to have to be some lines drawn. Get a ceasefire first. I think a ceasefire is imperative. Stop the fighting, stop the exchange, and then let's talk. So I don't think Putin, I think Putin is just playing this along. I don't think Putin is really serious about anything, to be honest. I think he's just playing this along, prolonging it. I don't see, maybe, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out, but I'm not buying it, to be honest. From my opinion, I don't see anything.
Like that meeting that you had with Trump, and then it was all the Eastern leaders.
Well, he's
That
gonna
scared me a lot.
he's gonna meet in Hungary, I think, with Putin coming up in the next few weeks. So again, you're talking about a mastermind intelligence officer of the KGB, knowing how to manipulate, push people's buttons, know how to control narratives. He knows how to pump up the ego of Trump. He knows how to push his buttons. He knows how. Believe me, he's got the book on President Trump. There's no doubt about that. He knows how to praise him, make him think he's the greatest leader ever in the United States. You know, he knows how to play him. So I think this is all part of a ploy by Putin, because I think our president is totally undermatched when it comes to him and Putin. That's just my opinion. I think this is not even close.
He's so far up Putin's arse, it's crazy.
Ugh. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Like getting a picture out. Oh, look at me and Putin.
It was funny that you say that, because when they met in Alaska, Putin purposely, when they went in the limo and the Beast together, Putin purposely looked out the window and smiled to everybody because he knew that was going to be a shot to take. Here he is smiling, because that put him back on the world stage, meeting with the president, and put him on that pedestal of importance. Because remember, if he goes into certain countries, he's getting arrested. He's getting arrested for crimes, war crimes. So
Instead, what does America do? They roll out a red carpet for him.
yeah, at an American base, no less. And now he's all interested. Oh, that's an interesting idea to create a tunnel to connect Russia and Alaska. Let me tell you something right now. Yeah, he wants. They threw that out there. They want to build a tunnel to connect Russia and Alaska. And he's like, oh, that's an interesting idea. Remember, Russia sold Alaska to the United States like 100 years ago. Russia still looks at Alaska. They don't recognize that. They still think Alaska is part of theirs. It's just like they think Ukraine is part of theirs and all the other countries are part of theirs. And, you know, they might want that back. They want to renege on that deal. So, you know, there's a lot that the public doesn't really understand when they see this. Putin is playing it. He's just playing the game. And I would hope there were people that are in our administration that would actually tell him, you know, but I don't think there is. I honestly don't think there is.
Not
I think
at the moment.
not at the moment. They're all loyalists. They're not going to oppose anything he says. Remember, years ago he said, "I know more than my generals." That's what he said. So, you know what I mean?
Maybe in his head he thinks this.
Oh my gosh, it's scary. It's actually, it's actually scary when you hear some of the things that are said out there. It's like, whoa, really? Putin wants exactly what somebody put in there. Putin wants the Soviet Union bloc back. That is the bottom line. If anybody doesn't see that, then they're very gullible or naive. He wants it back. And he's going to take it and pick it at it slowly. Now, Putin's not going to be around forever, but, you know, he's going to have the pieces in place to continue his legacy onward. It's not going to stop unless the people of Russia decide to revolt. But is there really, you know, they talk about corruption in Ukraine. Are there really true, fair elections in Russia? No.
A pew standing right beside you, like, you will vote this.
You'll be in prison. You'll be poisoned.
You have the freedom of choosing this box.
Exactly. Exactly. You'll end up in prison and eventually unalive,
Aye.
or poisoned and unalive, or
Sit anywhere near a window.
or taken out if you're exile in another country, which they've done, including attempts in the UK and other places. So, do people not realize this? I mean, come on now. Who's worse? I mean, it's so laughable that people would.
It's, you know what? It's sad. Like you're saying, it's laughable, or we laugh, or
But
we
it's serious.
cry about the situation.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Say what you just said.
I said it's really sad that we're now at this point that it is laughable.
It is, but it's scary laughable. You know. Yeah, Sweden King is saying a couple of comments in here. I'm just gonna read it. You see what Putin does to young females, prison for talking, and that's another thing. You can't express yourself. You get arrested.
Did you
Period.
hear about the reporter that she got taken and tortured, and then I think her eyes were taken
Oh
out,
my gosh.
and she was cut up, and her body was obviously returned to the family.
Oh my god.
But, yeah.
That's
And
horrific.
she was and all she was a reporter.
See, this is the thing that people don't realize.
And there's about 5 or 6 still in occupation.
My gosh. You see, that just makes my skin crawl when you say, you know, that's horrific. That's just plain horrific. But that's just one story out of so many tragic stories.
Oh man, yeah.
You know, that's the real tragedy of it all. Because there's so much that exists like this. That's one story. I mean, there's so many. Like I said, 25,000 children have been taken from Ukraine back to Russia. What the heck is that about? They're holding those people.
Or the Russians that are doing what they're doing to children or the women.
They know that they have those families hostage by keeping those children. They know they're dangling that like blackmail. If you do anything against
It
us,
just scares me that we're never going to get these children back.
yeah.
That especially the younger ones that won't have that
Memory. Yes. Infants, little children that may not even remember who their parents were.
or getting told that your mum and dad didn't want you. We're here to save you. You know, your people are this, your people are that. All the books are getting burnt. They're not allowed to know their history. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. I mean, this is such a horrendous, heinous situation. And that's why this all goes back to where this chat started. Having Dominic, a soldier in Ukraine, speak about what's going on the ground where he's at, and telling us exactly what's going on. I think that is so important for the world to hear from a Ukrainian perspective on the atrocities being done in Ukraine to civilians, the brutality. I mean, this is, and the Europeans are right. These are freaking war crimes. These are war crimes, and yet we welcome him with a red carpet in Alaska.
Yep.
And that's what
we're welcoming, and you were welcoming this man in. He should have been getting arrested.
That's right. He should be getting arrested for war crimes.
Yep. As soon as he set foot, should have been officers there.
Yeah. I mean, and this is going on all over the world. It is sad, Mama Queen. It is. NATO leaders say in news Ukrainians need more soldiers from Europe. See now, just like in the United States, Sweden King, a lot of people here, and I'm one of them, we do not want to see American soldiers, boots on the ground. We're not going to go back to this in any country. But that does not mean that we can't provide logistical support. Because we don't want to get involved in another Iraq, Afghanistan, etc. You know, we're fatigued by these wars and getting involved in, but that does not mean that you cannot support it in other ways without putting actual troops on the ground there. We can provide a lot more important assets than having boots on the ground. The United States has that capability, you know? And yes, Ukraine needs soldiers that want to be there. That's what Dom said. That's exactly what Dominic, I think, was trying to emphasize. They want soldiers that want to be there, defending the cause.
They also have to have soldiers, not just people, because they then become a nuisance in a way because they're not trained enough.
Exactly. That's what Dom said too. We just don't need grunts.
No.
We need
We
need intelligently trained individuals on the ground. Those that can...
They end up putting a risk on everybody.
They need commanders. They need people that know how to deal with a strategic position. They need people of intelligence to know what's going on the ground and do strategic, planning. Intelligence is important. It's not just having the numbers. It's also about having the intelligence on the ground, knowing how to deal with a situation, whether it's offensive or defensive in nature. They have to have that. So this is, again, a very complicated situation. And don't think that Russia doesn't have its eyes, like somebody said in the chat, on other areas. Ukraine is like a stepping stone for further aggression.
Mm-hmm.
To those, he wants the Soviet Union back. If nobody understands that, I don't get it. And that's a threat. It's a threat to democracy. It's a threat to the West. It's a threat to us. But people don't see that here. And my point, bringing up the minerals deal, is a lot of people here in this country don't see, like you said, people don't care. It's not our problem. But they don't understand that Ukraine is also of real national security interest to the United States based on that minerals deal, because there's a lot of profit, money, economic that we can get here from that, and less dependency on China and other countries based on the mineral resources that Ukraine has, that we have a 50% profit deal with them. We don't have to depend on China. China doesn't have to hold that over our heads now, that we have that dependency of rare earth elements that we depend on them to get. We take that away from them by making that deal with Ukraine. So Ukraine is a vital national security interest to the United States, especially in the economic front.
I just don't get that if this deal has been done, then what the hell is Trump doing then?
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand either, because it is of vital importance to the United States. I don't get it either.
Oh.
But you got to remember his base here, the MAGA base. First of all, a lot of people in this country don't want to keep seeing billions and billions of dollars going there. And what Dom said made me definitely raise a flag that all this money that's going to Ukraine, there's so much corruption. The money's not going to where it really belongs. It's being spread out through corruption. So is the money really being used adequately? Based on what Dominic says, I say no. So that's a problem right there. That's a big flag. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be in that sense as far as the monetary value, but supplying them with the assets, the military assets, to defend themselves. Now, as far as providing, and I was like, you're going to provide them tomahawks where they could strike Russia? Really? Do you want to start allowing them to hit Russian targets? That's just going to expand it, and that's just going to make it worse. What we need to do, what we need to do is provide them the capability to defend themselves against drones, missile attacks, to put in.
Yeah, but the Ukrainians are hitting military targets and industry, like oil.
Well, yeah, but then they can attack the infrastructure of Ukraine as well, and
Yeah.
you know, you got to think of that too. They're very vulnerable.
And what happens is when Ukraine hit Russia, then the civilians get it tight.
It, like, you know, again, there's so many ways to look at this issue. It's complicated. Was there not to be some kind of minerals deal with the Ukrainian where they can pay us back? Yes, they already signed it. Watch. I want everybody not to speak. Alexa, can you give me the details of the minerals deal that the United States made with Ukraine? Listen.
The U.S.-Ukraine Minerals Agreement was signed on April 30th, 2025, establishing a joint investment fund focused on Ukraine's natural resources. The deal covers 55 minerals, oil, and gas, with the U.S. receiving 50% of royalties from new resource projects. Ukraine retains full control over its subsoil, infrastructure, and natural resources, with no debt obligations. The agreement doesn't include security guarantees, but signals long-term U.S. support for Ukraine's recovery and integration into global economic systems.
50% of the profits.
So
The U.S.-Ukraine Minerals Agreement specifies that
Alexa,
the U.S.
stop.
receive...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can say that. I support Ukraine.
So do I.
So that's all So that's all Trump's now saying then.
It's a no-brainer.
But I'll still have the minerals.
Can you imagine like I said, it's like the United States hitting the lotto with a country, and I hate to say it like this, and exploiting all their resources for monetary gain here. 50% of the profits on any new projects.
But what is Ukraine getting out of it?
But see, somebody said in chat that they can foot the bill. Of course they can foot the bill. They've got the resources to foot the bill. The United States could get 50% of the profits. They could make their money. Do you realize how much it costs for rare earth element stuff and how important and vital that is for so many areas of defense, infrastructure, electronics, all kinds of stuff? So that is a no-brainer. Along with rare earth, and you heard it, it's with 55 minerals, oil, and it's so much. That is the sweetest, incredible deal I've ever heard the United States do with another country. Period. And people need to understand that. And Ukraine can pay back its debt. But you got to stabilize Ukraine first. You're not going to get any of that unless Ukraine is peaceful, ceasefire, stable. Then you can start thinking about sending American companies in there to start doing what they're going to do to get these 50% profits. Because remember, it's always about the money. And that would be, do you realize that would be a big deal for the United States, the president, to say, look, we've got peace finally. We've got U.S. companies there. It's an investment. It's going to provide 50% profit coming from Ukraine. We don't have to depend on China anymore for rare earth, or less dependency from this country for this, because it's all coming from Ukraine. It's a win. It's a political win for him. That's why what you said, it doesn't make sense that he's not doing more.
I don't get it. It's like, he's basically, the Tomahawks, he said no.
Yeah, he said no.
right? And the only reason that we can't kind of stand and say, right, nah, you still have to send them, is because the parts are made in America.
Okay, but here's another thing. He said no after he got off the phone with Putin. Remember that? Because a couple of weeks ago he says he thinks Ukraine can win this war and get all their territory back. And all of a sudden he flipped again after the phone call with Putin. That's exactly what happened. He flipped again based on the phone call with Putin. So whatever Putin said to him, he bought. He bought it. Sold. He just flipped again. And what is the European countries? What does Ukraine think about all this? This flipping back and forth and back and forth.
I want that one. I have that one.
And that's true. He's looking.
That one. I want it.
I see it. Just be careful, Dom.
He's my friend. Give me it.
Don't, be careful. And, wow. You want me to put that on full screen? I'm going to put it on full screen for a second. He's showing. Just be careful, okay?
That's the Nokhchi, the Chechen one. This is mine as a driver ambulance. This means the guy who runs away from the war. That's my official rank,
Wow.
junior lieutenant. That's the ASO patch. This is from America, from my friend.
Wow.
This is combat medic.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's my battalion.
Wow.
Now this one, that's my as well medic. This is, it means blue tape. So yeah, I have somewhere more.
All right, I'm going to take you off screen. Now, you're.
I'll swap you. I'll swap you a can iron blue.
Hold on, I think we lost him. I think.
Sorry?
Oh no, he's still there. He's still there.
Yeah.
But right now, a lot of that is because, and you mentioned it, and I don't know if I want to re-mention this. You are now dressed as civilians, correct?
Yeah, we just.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. The comments.
So so you could blend in with the others. But the Russians are aware of this.
I will show something. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay, yeah. Just please be careful. What you're sharing. But anyway, I think Motown Kitties is here, but she may not be. She may be just hanging out. I did allow Melissa, I believe, but I don't see her here. But yes, please be careful. Oh my gosh, Mama Queen says the same. But isn't it important, the people that are watching right now, to have a person that's there, a soldier, right there on the battlefront? Wow.
Is that two hats? Eh? One.
Yeah, be careful, Dom.
That's my medicine here.
Okay.
Hold on, what I can show.
Just please be careful.
Oh yeah, that's I hope.
I'll trade you two cans of iron blue.
There's my hot here and some medicine as well. This is the. We can't use the uniform here. We use the civilian uniforms. Yeah, I can't show many things.
No, please don't. No, please don't. Don't. Please do not. But I'm gonna.
Melanie's just wanting up as well, and she's friends with all of us too.
Well, I have to. All right, are we connected now, Zara? Yes, right?
What do you mean?
Like we're following each other on TikTok?
Yeah.
I want you to send me anyone that's part of this circle, so I can make a bunch of folks mods in here for future conversations if Dom is willing to do so,
Okay.
so that we can have mods in here to control any. We could have trolls or negative attacks.
Oh, yeah.
You know that. So we need to be
I'm very
prepared
good
for
at getting
that.
rid of trolls.
Yeah, we need to be prepared for that because there's going to be a lot of people. I won't say a lot of people. There could be some.
I want to show some.
Yeah, you got the screen. I have you up on the main screen. They can
That's
see it on
Russian
TikTok. I better put it. I should show the others what you're showing. Let me
That's
share it.
Russian passport.
Okay, it's not going to work because it's on TikTok. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We
guess
didn't see
what?
that's the Russian passport looks like.
When you come to the United States, please stop in New York and visit on your way back.
I will be at the Grand Kennedy because I have a long trip. I will go to Chicago. I will go to
Don't
New York first. then I'll
don't
do
get in
Chicago,
don't get
then
into
I'll go-
yeah don't get into too many specifics
it's-
of where you're going.
Oh, it's okay. I will go to Anchorage then I will go back to New York. Then I will have to go to UK. After UK, I go to Hull. After Hull, I have to go to London, and I will come back.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
He's not going to be wearing that reform flipping t-shirt.
I want you to do me a favor when you
I've got my stick ready.
when you're planning your trip back to the eventual arrival at Ukraine. Try to see if you can do an overnight stay in New York. So I'll come and get you at JFK. I'll bring you to my house. You can have dinner here, and then I'll drive you back to the airport to continue your trip to UK and all that. So you can spend some time here.
I've already.
Oh, you already
I
booked
will
it?
say-
Have you booked
yeah.
it?
I will say where I will.
You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry, my internet. Yeah, I have booked already.
Okay.
I will say where I will stay. Just 1 second.
So maybe, really busy. So maybe I'll just come down there and meet you in person for a few minutes, or how long is? Do you know how long your layover is for JFK?
Get here together.
2 days. I will stay at Casablanca Hotel.
In New York?
Yeah.
Oh, for a couple of days?
Yeah, for a couple of days.
I'm coming.
actually heading to-
I'm coming to meet you.
Yeah, it will be better if we talk like in real life, you know? About
Yes,
everything.
yes, definitely. Definitely. I would like to meet you. And like I said, even though you're staying there, if you're there for a couple of days, I can still bring you up for a night. So you could hang out here and get to experience what it's like here and have dinner. And then I'll drive you back the next day to your hotel or whatever.
No problem. This thing also, Russians love this tape. This tape is for the eye and for the hands, so they can't do anything.
That's duct tape.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have all the stuff here,
yeah.
as I said.
So are you doing any operations tonight without getting specifically? Are you on duty or tonight?
Today no.
Oh, you're off tonight.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think a couple of people want to jump in, and folks, I got to get off soon because I got to do a live show on my network. I see a couple of people.
Doing well
Melanie,
for your first one?
Melanie wants to come in, and then there's another person that
Yay.
Melanie is now here with us.
She's there.
Yep.
Right beside me.
Hi, Melanie.
Hello.
A pleasure to meet you.
Echo.
Nice to meet you. Echo.
Yeah, you might have an echo, and I don't know why, but there's no echo on my end, so I hear it though faintly. So
I
Dom,
hear my own voice.
because I really do got to work soon. Are you available? Because you said you got to stay up for the next few hours, correct?
Dom or me? Oh.
No, Dom.
Sorry?
I think Dom. You said that you're gonna have to be up for the next few hours, right? He has really bad.
Oh wait, it says poor connection. There's a red sign on my nickname next to my nickname.
The question is, in about 3.5 hours, will you be available when I go back live on TikTok tonight?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I got to go and do a live show on my network. 'cause
100%.
I'm in charge of a big network here. That's what I do. And I got a live show coming up soon. So I got to get off because I've got to go to work. But I finished that show at.
Yeah, I will join. Just hit me up on WhatsApp.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Now, I know it's kind of getting late for Zara in Scotland, and I don't know, Melanie, you don't have to tell me where you are.
Wales.
It's
Same zone as me.
Zara, what time is it there in Scotland?
It is now 19:29.
So 7:30, say.
That's all right. I'm up late anyway.
If you're up later in a few hours, when I come back on, you're more than welcome, but I'm going to try to figure out how to create a mod for you.
Yeah.
Melanie, where are you located, Melanie?
I'm in Wales, in the UK.
Okay, so you're in the
On
UK.
south of-
So you're in the same time zone as Zara.
Yep, Greenwich Mean Time.
Okay. So if you're welcome to join later as well, if you want to come in and participate with Dom, you're more than welcome because you are all friends, right? Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And I need to make you guys mods and
That is
Staller.
my comrade.
Yes. Yes.
Be honored.
So what I want to do is make all of you mods. This way in the
Fabulous.
because I need to have that. We have to have that in place in case we have trolls when he's on with us. So it's
There's a
important.
lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of people, that are out there that support the other side. Believe it or not.
You've got two feisty women on your panel now, so I think you'll be all good.
Yeah. Well, look, I think I could speak for all of us. We fully support the Ukrainian people. And it is an honor for me to speak to Dom, a Ukrainian soldier there. And that's why he's, like I said, he's always welcomed in my home. I'm sure you guys would welcome him too, right?
Well, I'd welcome him as long as he doesn't wear his reform t-shirt. Then he's going to be staying in the backyard.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I've told him he's more than welcome, but I'll be waiting with my big stick.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Starla, you're welcome to come in too. Oh, now a show host just sent me
He
information for a
likes to
show
wind
tonight.
us up with it.
All right, so, ladies, I need to run because I gotta get
honestly.
ready to do a show.
Cool. Awesome.
But I will be back. So,
Your show as well.
yeah, thank you. But listen, I'll be back later on. So just keep an eye when I go live. It'll be approximately 2,300 for both of you in the UK.
That's how we dress up.
Of course.
I want to.
I knew you had a
Like civilian uniform, like civilian clothes.
Yep.
What is that?
I just have this backpack.
Mom, wait.
I want to talk to him because I send money to the.
Show me
Yeah, but he doesn't get that money, Mama. The people in Ukraine get that money. He
That's
doesn't.
what I'm saying. That's what I want to know.
Of course,
When I send the thing for the people.
mom
she's
sends
got-
mom
New
sends
York.
money to the
that?
Ukrainian aid for the
Tell her she's
civilians.
got an amazing New York accent.
Yeah, so do I. But
Smucks.
she wants to say hello to you, Dom, but I'll do it later on. But mom wants to say hello and express her love to you and all the people of Ukraine.
They're mad.
So we'll do that later. Because Billy, I really need to go to work now.
Right, go.
Yes, but remember, 2,300 approximately for you guys
Awesome.
in the UK and Scotland. Dom, you're 7 hours ahead, so it's going to be like 1 a.m. for you when I come back. But I'll hit you up on WhatsApp first. Okay, let's look at what he's showing first before we end the stream for right now. Just be careful.
Oh, it's okay. I can't show anything.
Yeah, you don't show any structures, don't show anything like
I can
that.
show them my card. Yeah, I can show them my card. That's all.
Well, we could, yeah, that's it. Yeah, stop there. Anyway, Dom, looking forward to speaking to you later as well, if possible. And a pleasure to meet you and Zara and I forget Melanie. Yes, Melanie. So on be
Really nice to meet you too.
pleasure to
Thank you
meet.
for
Pleasure to
as
meet.
well. Thank you.
A pleasure. Any final?
Same here. Please message me on WhatsApp when you.
I will. And Dom, thank you again, and thank you Starla for making this happen, this connection, because it was Starla that made all this happen. So I want to thank Starla.
Amazing.
Yes, Starla. She deserves all the credit. It's all her for making this happen. Anyway, you lovelies, see you later. Dom, be safe.
See you later, alligator.
Be safe,
No
my
wild crocodile.
my love to all of those there in Ukraine and all your comrades and soldiers, all those people defending the freedoms of the country. We all send, well, my mom and I send our love to you.
That's right.
So we'll end
Thank
it.
you.
We'll end it with that right there. So, folks, we'll be back in about 2.5 hours, and hopefully we'll continue this conversation. Until then, all of you have a great afternoon, great evening, great morning, wherever you are. Be well, be blessed, be safe, and we'll see everybody later. All right, we're off on TikTok. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, for those on the other streams, because I just ended on TikTok, this is extremely important. I think this is extremely important. Now, you can't see what he's showing on here because that's not the way it works. You have to go on TikTok to see actually there. They're seeing this screen. I cannot share that screen here. It doesn't work that way. This is being shared that way. But I can put him on full screen when he's showing stuff. And he did send me a video of what's going on in Ukraine. I'll read my messages later because I got to get to work. But this is what he sent me earlier. These are the drone attacks. This was a couple of days ago that are happening in Ukraine. And he said it's constant.
But people don't get hurt.
And it's Iranian. It's Iranian made. They're using the Iranian drones
But the
with
people don't
explosives.
get hurt.
People are, yes, Mom, people are dying. They're getting killed, civilians. He's terrorizing them. Putin is terrorizing them.
Yeah, they could hacerse condenados.
So the American public, I mean, a lot of people here just don't care because it's not our problem attitude. And I get it. Like I said, I'm not for boots on the ground. I'm not for that. I'm not for entering another conflict, another war with our people. No way. But again, that does not mean that we can't provide other types of support. And that's, to me, very important. Logistical, intelligence. There's other ways to support a cause than putting boots on the ground. Or giving them assets that can escalate the situation, not de-escalate it. That's why I'm very careful. I would give them whatever they need to pay that bill back because they have the resources to pay the bill back. But it has to be, you will pay us. We will help you get your freedom. We will help you become a stable country again. We will provide that. But you're going to have to pay this bill. It's not a freebie. It's not a handout. It's not taxpayer money. You're going to pay it back. That would be the only way. Or, like the president did, have NATO purchase the equipment from us and they pay us. But I mean, that does make sense. And I get that 100%. I'm with it. But do not think that Ukraine does not have the resources. They have an immense wealth of resources. Immense wealth. That we signed a deal with them 50% profits of any future projects that are done in Ukraine. 50%. That's exclusivity of the United States in Ukraine of all those resources. It is the most sweetest deal I've ever seen on paper.
Huh? Oh.
It's a no-brainer, because if you want to connect the dots, it definitely makes us less dependent on China and other countries for similar resources that we do not get here. Alexa, how much U.S. dependency of rare earth elements from the global market?
The U.S. is 100% dependent on foreign countries for 10 critical minerals and 50% to 95% dependent on 18 other minerals. Overall, the U.S. is import reliant on 31 of 35 key minerals, with 14 of those being 100% import dependent. This highlights the country's significant reliance on foreign sources for essential resources.
And how much of those resources could Ukraine provide?
Ukraine has significant deposits of 22 of the 34 critical minerals identified by the EU, including titanium, uranium, lithium, and rare earth metals. The country's reserves are particularly notable for titanium used in wind turbines and batteries, and uranium for nuclear power. Ukraine also has enough lithium and graphite to potentially produce batteries for 20 million electric vehicles.
Wow. And how much of the rare earth element does the United States depend on China?
As of 2025, the U.S. produces 45,000 metric tons of rare earth elements annually, while China produces 270,000 metric tons. The U.S. relies on China for 80% of its rare earth elements, which are critical for defense systems, renewable energy, and advanced technology. This dependency extends to other critical minerals, with the U.S. sourcing 72% of its rare earth imports from China.
And how much of that can we now get from Ukraine with the minerals deal?
The U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal allows the U.S. to receive 50% of Ukraine's revenues from new natural resource projects, including minerals, oil, and gas. This covers Ukraine's significant deposits of critical minerals like titanium, uranium, lithium, and rare earth elements, which are essential for high-tech manufacturing and military equipment.
Alexa, stop. That's why Ukraine is important to the United States. That's why Ukraine is a national security interest to the United States. That's why Ukraine matters. It's not our problem. Ukraine is a vital national security interest of the United States because of our deal that the president signed with Zelensky in April to get access, 50% profits and access to all those things that we depend on other countries for. That's why Ukraine is important to us. So when people say it's not our business, it's not our problem, it has nothing to do with us, bullshit, it doesn't. Wake up. It does. One country can resolve all our dependency with all these other countries, especially China, for all these rare earth minerals, including access to their oil and gas, everything. We got a deal to access everything in Ukraine. 50% profit. American companies, American jobs, infrastructure there, mining, bringing those profits here, putting it into our economy, not depending on fucking China. This eliminates so many issues all in one. Ukraine. That's how important Ukraine is to us. It is a vital national security interest. So when people say it's not our problem, there's nothing for us to gain out of this, then you are stupidly naive because you don't know the details. This is I can't even say gold mine because it's so many other things. This is, like I said, this is like hitting the most unbelievable lottery the United States ever could have. And access to all these resources in Ukraine. Yet, we're not helping? They can't foot the bill? Of course they can. You don't give out a free taxpayer check. You make them pay it back. But before you can do that, you got to stabilize it. Maybe that's why he's rushing to get this deal done, so they can say that it's peace now, and then they can start sending in the companies. I don't know. I don't know what their thinking is in this administration. But a lot of the occupied territories that Russia has contains those rare earth elements. Russia knows strategically how important that is. I don't know if the president understands that. That if we were to draw up the lines like he said we will, a lot of those resources is in Donetsk. It's in the regions that Russia's occupying right now. So you're not going to get access to all the goodies because you just signed it off. Is anyone, Alexa, in the Russian occupied territory in Ukraine, how much of their resources are located there?
Russian occupied territories in Ukraine contain significant resources, including 63% of Ukraine's coal deposits, 11% of oil deposits, 20% of natural gas deposits, 42% of metals, and 33% of rare earth and critical minerals. These resources, valued at approximately $12.4 trillion, are primarily located in the eastern and southeastern parts of Ukraine, including the annexed regions of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia. The
And
control of
Alexa,
these
stop.
resources-
And those are the areas Russia wants to keep. Over $12 trillion value. That is ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. And we're going to sign it off to the Russians? Does that make any fucking sense? Does the president realize what he's saying when he says what he says? Does anybody in the administration tell him, you may want to rethink that, because if we give them that minerals deal we signed pretty much is garbage, because we're going to lose out on $12 trillion worth of value. Does anybody tell him this? Or are they too scared to tell him? What the fuck is wrong? It is the stupidest thing. You make a deal and you're not going to be able to cash in on the deal because you're going to give them all the fucking territory that has all that value.
Zelensky knows about that.
So somebody's not doing their jobs and informing him. If I could figure this out and we have this discussion here, they don't know about this. I hope they do. I would hope they do. Otherwise, they are more incompetent than I even thought. That should scare people.
Hi, baby, you make me laugh.
But it's the truth, Mom.
I know.
This is not an opinionated conversation here. These are facts.
I know.
This isn't like a right-winger or a left-winger having a podcast speaking opinions about the other side and attacking based on what they believe. These are the facts of the matter here. There's no sugarcoating it. Those are the facts. And to me, it's like worse than scratching my head and saying, what the fuck is going on? It's just crazy. I know you want peace badly, but it has to be done the right way. And if it's in the personal interest of the United States, if it's a national security interest, then you're giving up a lot. To make a deal for Ukraine, what? Does this have to do with a Nobel Peace Prize? Or does this have to do with the actual logistics on the ground and doing it in a strategic way that it has vital interest of the United States to do it? You have to think about the country. Scary shit. So, I don't know. I would hope somebody's telling him that the Russians are occupying the territories that have all the goodies. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. The Russians know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. We seem to not know what we're doing. But they do. They have a grand plan, and they know what they want to do. They know what's at their personal interest here. Russia takes that land, they just hit a fucking economic boom. You hear so much that the economy in Russia is so bad. It won't be so bad anymore if they occupy that territory and access those fucking resources, because now they just added 12 trillion. From a strategic point of view, that is crazy. Because now you just made them a power again, economically, by allowing them to keep that territory, because now they're going to have access to over $12 trillion worth of resources. End of story. So, think, people. Think very carefully when you see all this shit going on. If there's a lot at stake here. It's a lot more than people realize. It's so easy to make quick judgment without doing the research and knowing the things that are actually going on. And I'm getting off because I got to get ready for a show. But we will continue that discussion with the Ukrainian soldier later on. He just showed us on camera. You didn't see it here. It was only on TikTok. He was showing a lot of his stuff. But not, the patches, his uniform, things that he could show. And he even stepped outside, pointed the camera down, and showed his car where he's at. He's got to be very careful. I told him, be very careful. Don't show anything. But he's right there on the freaking battle lines. He said he's 1.8 miles away from Russian troops. Now, can I confirm this? No. I'm going based on what he's saying. But he did show a lot to show me that he's the real deal without compromising himself. So, we see what we see on the media. It's so good to have a person. And he even mentioned it. He was brutally honest about the corruption in Ukraine. A lot of people would love to hear that. He was dead honest on that it does exist. And that they believe that Zelensky was elected fairly and freely. But that Zelensky needs to step down and allow somebody else to take power after all this is said and done and there's peace. And he said that Zelensky has agreed to do so. We have to see if that all plays out. He also gave credit to Zelensky for standing his ground and being there and not fleeing like a lot of other leaders would when the Russian aggression began and Russia thought they were going to take Kyiv in 3 days. Because the Russians really thought they were going to take all of Ukraine like this. If people remember that. It didn't work out that way. And I wonder why. Who helped that happen? So you have to ask yourself a lot of questions when it comes to the situation. And what's at stake? Not just for the Ukrainian people, the region. What's at stake for the United States in this? And I just explained to you how important it is for us. You may not understand that, but it is a vital national security interest. Ukraine. Especially with the deal and you have to give President Trump a freaking, he deserves a lot of credit for getting that deal done on paper with Ukraine. That minerals deal. You got to give him, but it's worthless if you just allow Russia to take it away. Because in the occupied territory that they're in now, a lot of the resources are there. So if you were to draw those lines, like he said, let's draw the battle lines right now. Let's create a peace deal right now. Keep the lines where they are. He doesn't realize how stupid that is. When he says that, it's absolutely stupid. Because it contains over $12 trillion worth of resources that we lose access to, that the Russians gain access to, and helps the Russian economy rebuild. Do we want that? Is that a strategic smart move? Really? No, it is not. That is not in the best interest of the United States. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go to work. But we'll continue in a few hours. We're gonna continue the conversation with our Ukrainian friend. So till then, have a great rest of your Sunday. Be well, be blessed, be safe. Have a great day, great night, great morning, wherever you are. And I'll be back later on, and we're gonna continue this discussion.